We are on YouTube.
Hey, what's up, YouTube, man? We love y'all, man. Way more than Facebook, man, because y'all always here first, man. I want to let y'all know that off top. So you come here late from Facebook, man, I'm sorry. So y'all niggas get down with the YouTube, because I'm telling you, man, this is the best place to get it, bro. We drop exclusive content to YouTube first. Sometimes y'all get stuff late, such as the Candy Bars interview. Y'all got it first before Facebook, man, because we love y'all.
Man, you feel me? Now, we'll be right back after these messages. Every time I come in the press room, you in the press room. Working on our Stars Hot-Tronic heat press. Using all the vinyl. Making all the picture tees. I like vinyl.
I'm about to just load these boxes up on out your way.
Man, you gotta be a crazy little brother to get fired on your day off. What you get caught stealing boxes for?
Man, I didn't get caught stealing no boxes. He said he caught me though.
You get our rent paid.
Why don't you go in there and ask the girls real fast to see if they help us pay our rent?
That don't sound like a bad plan at all.
What's up, Pops?
What's up, Smokey?
I'm trying to set up a meeting with the girls, man.
Okay.
Y'all wanna help me and Craig pay our rent?
Craig still owe me money from the last time he got me. He gotta learn a lesson. He shouldn't be stealing.
Go ask him to tell that girl from last night to give him some money.
What they say? They said it's slow for real.
I'm about to just ask Boss when we get our job that night.
Of course you can.
Yeah. Y'all actually won an award, the Boss Mag 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Y'all won for that media outlet thing.
Man, I don't even know.
Like, y'all won. He didn't even know he won it.
What'd you say? Who was it?
You won the Boss Magazine 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Congratulations.
That's legendary.
Good, it's your boy Peanut, the creator of Dash Resource, man. I got my man Stacking Smed.
What's going on with it? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Legendary People Podcast.
Yeah.
We got a show for you today, man. Hold on, let me fix myself, man. I'm trying to get situated over here.
Man, what's going on over there, Smed, man?
Man, I've been working so much, something you don't know nothing about. I didn't have an opportunity to fix my seat. But, hey, you guys, we like to start off every show by inviting everybody to go to our YouTube channel. If you're watching on Facebook, go to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so you can get alerted every time we drop hardcore, fresh content like we're about to drop today. Man, we have had so many legends on our show. Yes. We want everybody to be able to kind of see our body of work. So go to YouTube, like, subscribe, ring the bell notification. We want to acknowledge our sponsors, which is Shiekhs. They have the best breakfast in the city. Yeah. So go to Shiekhs. I personally like the French toast platter with turkey bacon, scrambled eggs with cheese. They put a little some strawberries. They put fruit on your plate, Lowe's. And it looks good. Mimosa, man. It looks good, tastes good, and it is good, man. Sheiks for breakfast, man. And for lunch, go to my brother North at Agnes All Natural Grill. They are located downtown across kind of Cat Corner. Cat Corner is like something like this. You see?
Trying to explain like Cat Corner to the viewers?
I am, man. It's like that from the library, man. So go down there and see they on 3rd and Wayne, bro. They got the best chicken, man. Jerk chicken.
Pineapple bowls.
That's
my favorite.
They got something called Agnes Gold.
Agnes Gold.
Jerk.
Yeah, that's hard.
Really good, man. Really, really good. If you are ever injured in a car accident, man, I know, man, the bro that's on this show today, man, one time, man, like we was young, right? And we was riding in a car. And he did this little trick where he act like he was going to turn real quick, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't turn, right?
Cutting it.
Well, look, later on, I said, man, you know what? I'm going to put that in my bag.
Okay.
So only thing I do is I actually slam on my brakes and let a car rear end me in the back, and then I pull out my neck brace and I call attorney Michael Wright because I'm injured, and you get 5 bands for a car accident. 937-222-7477. Make the right choice, man. Call attorney Michael Wright if you ever get injured in any type of accident.
Yeah.
Big with Kiara Wine. Kiara Wine. If you ever want to get lit, drink some Kiara Wine. You can contact Antoine Cunningham on Facebook, or you can go to More for Less, Kiara Wine. And the last but not least is the shoparea.com. Whatever you want, go to the shoparea.com. They like the baby Amazon. Delivery is always free from the store to your door in 4 business days at shoparea.com. We are broadcasting live from Camera King Studios at T-Shirt Kings, 4301 North Main. Gold for your mouth, the #1 gold teeth designers in the world. And Sell Stocks Not Dope every Sunday on the Dash Resource channel.
Yes.
All right, so that's all our ads. That's all the things that we wanted to talk about. And so now, without further ado, my brother Peanut Johnson, over to you.
Bro, you bodied that intro, man. Yet
I appreciate
again.
that, bro.
Not again, yet again, bro.
Yes.
So, man, listen, man. I know we say there's no legend higher, bro.
Right.
Every time I'm here, I say, bro, there's no legend higher, bro. But
Yeah.
I promise you this right now today, bro. We have a person with dual citizenship. Dual citizenship, legendary status, man. I'll tell you this right now, bro. The boy's a legend from here, from Riverview, all the way out to Indiana, man. Without further ado, we got my man Chris Knox. What's good, bro?
Carlos
Knox.
You
Hey,
idiot.
man, take a point.
Take
Carlos
3
Knox.
points.
Carlos Knox, man.
What?
Los, man. What's up,
Yeah,
man?
Carlos.
What's good,
That's
Los? My
Los
bad. I think I got
Knox.
messed up. It was good, Los. What's good, man? How you, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
doing good.
So here the Legendary People Podcast, we like to celebrate our legends by finding out where they come from. So without further ado, where'd you grow up?
Where I grew up. Riverview.
Okay,
Riverview.
okay.
Western Park, Riverview. Obviously west side of Dayton. Just thoroughbred over in that area. Everybody over there is, it is what it is over there. So I love my neighborhood, love where I'm from, who I grew up with, and it was a very challenging situation, but at the same time, it made me, and that's what I love.
Word, man. So like, what were some of the things you saw growing up living on Riverview? Because we know about Riverview. You're from the city, but you're going to have people that watch it from abroad. What was Riverview like for you growing up as a kid?
I mean, to be honest, when I say that it made me who I am, I mean, growing up, you see it all. You see anything from, pimps, hustlers, gambling, gangs. I mean, a whole lot of that different stuff. But for me, I was able to kind of fall in love with the game of basketball, so it kept me out of the way. I had some great mentors, but, actually they was in the streets themselves, but at the same time, we really related.
See, so like that's something different, like growing up back then compared to now. Like,
Yeah.
back then, if you had ball game, the OGs kind of kept you out the way. I mean, you call them mentors now, but like the OGs kind of kept you out the way. Like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, go home, play ball. Nowadays, it's kind of like the people that's supposed to be the gatekeepers of that is letting the young kids get in that. Before we get too far, like, can you speak to that a little bit?
Nah, it wasn't nothing like that with us. Like, we had people that really looked out for the people that, was doing something, was going to make it, so to speak. And I was an innocent boy, man. I was trying to, use basketball as a tool to get me somewhere that was outside of the hood. So it was good for me because I still had the people and the friends that I respected a lot because of what they done, And sometimes it's, people are shameful to say that, but shoot, really, we looked up to those type people.
Yes.
For real. And those were the people that had our back. Those were the, cousins and friends that had my back 100%, that I never turned my back on. And shoot, like I said, made me who I am.
Right. So other than basketball, what other things did like you get into besides basketball? I mean, we played football and things of that nature in the street. So like, what kind of things did like you get into as a kid?
Oh man, we played it all, everything. I was baseball, basketball, football. I mean, I know this is a legendary show. Man, we had some legendary teams for real on the football tip, the basketball tip, and baseball. And the good thing about us is it was like, everybody kind of stuck together.
Right.
So we went from football to basketball, basketball to baseball. And I'm telling you, man, we don't talk enough about that. Like,
Yes.
baseball and football bred some great players out of Dayton.
Yes.
It just wasn't, football was, but baseball wasn't amplified, man. In
Yes.
baseball, we had some dogs.
So I would like to ask you, if you had a legendary time machine to go back, of course you love the life you live. What other sport do you think you could have been good at if you just centrally focused on that one sport other than basketball?
I would have to say baseball, really. Only because it ain't as taxing on the body. hand and eye coordination. You know, you had a situation where if you athletic and you can think, you know, it's an easy game to learn. But a lot of people aren't willing to go, you know, the extra mile to learn it. But me personally, man, I used to love smacking the ball out the park. For real.
I think the irony of you wearing the shirt of Michael Jordan saying that, just like that's fire to me. That's fire to me because he went to play basketball. So was Michael Jordan your favorite basketball player growing up? Or?
Absolutely, 100%. He was more than a basketball player for me. He was always a role model. He was one of the first dudes I looked at on TV and realized that basketball was something that you could actually be great at and make a name for yourself outside of the court. Like, he was one of them. He was definitely a role model. I mean, I know they came out with the commercials.
Sometimes I dream that he is me.
Yeah,
like Smith. If I get out of here, Smith.
I'm telling you. But the other thing about Mike to me is, you know, his ability to always try to dominate whatever he done. If he was trying to be defensive player of the year, he was dominating defensively. If he was trying to be, you know, a great offensive player, he wanted to get 50. I mean, that's more my mentality, my focus, you know. So I love that about him because he was one of them people that took over and he was a super leader. That's what I loved about him.
So,
bro, you can ask a question in the room, right?
Well, no. I want to just go down memory lane with Young Los.
Okay.
So you coming up, we'll start like about 5-6 years old, because I think that's kind of like our early memories where we start in kindergarten and school. All right, so 5-6, bro. What kind of kid was you and what was you doing?
5 or 6 years old. To be honest, man, I wasn't playing basketball.
Right.
I wasn't. I was running around the neighborhood, being a kid with my partners, man, just running around and having a good time. I was introduced to the game of basketball at an early age. Yeah. And it was by Mr. Hoskins, man. My best friend, Darnell Hoskins, his dad took me under his wing, man. Yeah. Showed me what a basketball really was. And I ain't really know. I didn't, man.
What school did you go to?
My elementary school, I went to Cornell.
You went to Cornell?
Yep. I went to Cornell. Well, 2nd, 3rd grade, I went to Allen.
Okay.
Yeah, but kindergarten, 1st grade, I was at Cornell.
All right, cool. Yep. Do you remember any of your classmates from there?
Yeah, man.
Do you, Close?
Yeah. Chuck Porter.
Chuck Porter was with you?
Chuck Porter was my dog, man. Yeah. What? All the way up into Meadowdale.
What?
Yeah, man. That's probably the only one that I know I'm missing somebody, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but no, it ain't. I mean, Chuck Porter's a good one.
Yes, sir. That was my dog at a young age, for sure.
That is so cool. And y'all played high school ball together.
No doubt.
But we ain't going to go that far yet. But dang, bro, that is really cool, bro.
Yeah, but so, like, as a youngster, you know, I didn't really have that basketball sense yet. But I was active as a youngster in the neighborhood, just playing. You know, I played baseball, basketball, and football, but not really solidly focusing on none of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like I said, when I met Mr. Hoskins, you know, and I met Darnell, my best friend, he was like, you know, it was one of them things where he was like, man, you can really be good at this if you just focused on it. But it took me a minute. It did. Yeah. Because Nail was more like a natural. And, you know, I got with him and we started to go to Dayton Mohawk practices. And, man, it took off from there.
What grade was you at Dayton Mohawks, bro? Do you remember?
I was there from the 4th grade to the 8th grade, 7th grade.
Did you have to try out for the Mohawks at that point?
Definite. The good thing about it was Mr. Hoskins was our coach. Yeah. So it wasn't really a tryout. It was more, I mean, because I wasn't good. I wasn't as good as I should have been to be on the team. But one thing I did was I played D at that time. I did. Yeah. I really played D because that was a way for me to stay on the court. And there was some talented cats on the court. So,
do you remember any people that was ahead of you in that regard, like during that time?
It was like Casper Jones.
Casper could play
he
too.
Was off the hook. Rodney Jackson.
Yeah.
Bobby Rainey, Rodney Rainey, the twins.
Mm-hmm.
Nell was cold. Toby Ewing. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had a lot of good players, man. A lot of good ones.
They were better than you at that point, Los?
I ain't gonna say better than me. I just hadn't focused on basketball like that yet.
Yeah.
You know, we was all athletic. I'm telling you who, like, Rodney was a man-child.
Rodney Jackson?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
like
When we was in the
that
7th and 8th grade,
Yeah.
Rodney was already he was dunking when we was in the 8th grade.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
So he
Yeah.
was that. Nell
Yeah.
was a point guard he was one of them guys that was ahead of his time as a youngster. So with us being together every day, it was like, all right, let me, take a lot from what he got. Because he had a whole lot, man. He did.
Man, but you know what's kind of cool, bro, is that you and Nell was kicking it together. Like, y'all was really best friends, right?
That's crazy.
No
But
doubt.
both of them are, like, college basketball players. Like, professional
Yeah.
basketball players. That's amazing, though. Like, for you to hang out with somebody at such a young age,
then later
and both
on-
of you guys end up being pros.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's cool. You
But
know?
you know what? Another thing about that is, I'm speaking about Nell a lot, but it was our crew, our whole crew.
Yeah.
We had from T.J. Martin to Casper to, Chuck Porter to Reem, Gilbert.
Oh,
yeah.
Like all them guys, we held each other accountable, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
Like we would walk around and make sure that people understood that we hoopers. It wasn't no smoking, it wasn't no drinking. At that age, we was looking at each other, holding each other accountable. Like,
Yeah.
look, no, you a hooper, so this is how you carry yourself. So
Yeah.
another thing that we established at a very young age is the art of competing. Now, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of that was me, man, too.
Yeah.
They came along with me, but like I respected you. Respect is big for me, man. Super big. I respected you by trying to tear your heart out. I did. That if I'm trying to tear your heart out, then you are good to me.
Yeah.
That's how you know that you mean something to me.
Right.
If I'm trying to tear your heart out, because
Right.
after this, we gonna dap up and go get something to eat.
Right.
For real. And that's what we established from Reem.
Yeah.
Reem was a good one. Cass to Nell to Petey Morris. Like,
Yeah.
to Chuck. Like we established that, man. It was big for us.
So like, what kind of student were you?
Young, when I was very young, I was a great student, man. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Chuck Porter, we used to have like contests, like who could get the most A's and B's. And
Wow.
Chuck was smart, man. Yeah, he was a smart dude, man.
Yeah.
So, coming up again, that's another example. We will hold each other accountable
Yeah.
about grades, and that it didn't come into an eligibility situation until we got to junior high school. But
Yeah.
as a youngsters, man, we used to like running home to, and telling people and telling our parents, telling our cousins and everybody that you got all A's and B's, getting awards for that. So I was pretty decent.
So like, what was the home life like? Did you have your mom and dad there, or was it?
Well, see, mine was different, man. I was really raised by my grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom was
I'm grandma's
young.
baby as well.
Yeah, yeah. My mom, she was young. She was very young, but that's my baby, man. We always had a great relationship. And, again, she was a baby that had a baby. So grandma stepped in. And then my dad was more of a merchant seaman. So he was overseas and he was, in the military doing his thing. So, but kept a great, connection with me from, talking on the phone, Western Union. For real.
And the Western Union work.
Yeah, Western Union. So it was a big deal for me just to have, them a part of my life. But I tell you one thing, man, again, when you talk about a village raising somebody, yeah, man, I had some awesome cousins too that took care of me. From my cousin Renee, her husband Dink, Daryl McCluskey, like they really looked out for me as a youngster to just show me the way, keep me right. So it was good. It was good for me.
Right. All right. So like, what was certain things that like you saw in the neighborhood that now, as in the elder statements now looking back and dating, what was something that like you would look and say, man, I would never let my kid be around that, but you was readily around it?
Yeah, man, that's hard. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause now life is just so different, man. Like people watching videos, they, playing the Sega games or whatever the games all day, and Instagram, Facebook. So it's hard for me to say, okay, I'm gonna have my son or my daughter to go out in the cruel world that we had to survive in. Because when we got out there, I mean, you had to be able to determine what was what. And a big part of that was awareness. Like, you had to be aware of what was going on over there.
Yeah.
Well, see, when you playing the game and you looking at Instagram and Twitter all day, your awareness ain't really where it need to be when it comes to getting in the jungle.
Yeah.
So what happens? I'm a dad like a mug.
Yeah.
I am coddling mine, like, because I don't want no type of riffraff that I already know your awareness level ain't here.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was different.
Wow.
I think, man, with our kids, like the stuff that we did when we were young, man, if my kids did any of that stuff, bro, I would have a heart attack. It wouldn't be no way that my kids could do any of the things. They would get like severely like cussed out.
Yeah.
There ain't no way.
But then it's like I also look at how he turned out with us having like an edge to us.
But I think that our circumstance is so different. It would damn near be irresponsible for us to accept our kids doing what we did. Because
It was irresponsible for us to go through it.
yeah, but for example, my mom and dad had passed away by the time I was 11 years old.
Right.
So I was pretty much like
Left to the
could be able to move around, and I still had parental guidance, and I still had a home and a family and stuff. But it was just like a little more, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just feel like you feel like you've grown up so much, But I don't know, man. Like, I do take that into consideration when I see my kids doing stuff that I did when I was younger that's inappropriate and off the chain. I do think, like, damn, you know what? They got that type of shit from you. Like, that character is coming from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so maturity got a lot to do with that. But that was a great question that you asked, though, because just us having to just be parents.
Yes.
Like, man, I would catch the bus.
Yep, me too.
Right? I would do all kind of stuff. I might hang out, skip school from Patterson and hang out downtown a little bit. Do other shit.
You go out when you catch one of your kids doing it, but it's like, I knew what I was doing. You know what I mean? But
especially your daughters, boy, they better not never do.
Oh my!
They better not do.
Man, my
nothing.
daughter only 7. Don't say that shit.
Oh my God, bro!
You know what's crazy, man, is when I talked to Smith, when I talked to you about coming here, one of the things I thought about was a politically correct interview, or a real interview,
right?
And a real interview is what the city of Dayton breeds,
right?
Like when you coming in here, you talking about where I'm from, what I rep everywhere I'm at.
Right.
You could ask my wife, my kid, anybody.
Right.
Like, I'm from Riverview, I'm from Dayton, and everybody in Indiana know that. So I'm just saying that to say it's very important for me to be up here real to the people that has given so much to me. And just so thankful and blessed to be in the position that I'm in, based on that grit, that grind that Dayton provided for me.
Right.
For sure.
So I mean, we talking about being real. So what was your first fight at Riverview Park? We all got one.
No doubt.
We all got one at Riverview Park. It's like right
Los,
past
that's where you used to hoop outside at? Was it Riverview?
Okay, so this is one thing.
Here we go.
So if you go over the Green Bridge into Westland Park, that part of Riverview, that's Riverview right there. And then by Cornell, the store. So that Westland Park, man, was my life.
Right.
I was 8 in the morning to 8 at night Nah, later than that, 10 at night.
So the apartment's back down
Yeah.
in
down
Riverview.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Word.
So I had this drill that I would do. Well, it wasn't a drill. It was really just something that I made up. But it was probably about 6 blocks from my house to the court.
Yeah.
So I would grab the ball and I had to go between my legs without messing up, getting all the way to the court. And if I didn't, I had to turn around and go back home.
Wow.
And this was something I made up in my mind, though. Like, nobody made me do it.
Yeah.
Right.
It was after I fell in love with the game so much, man. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's major, bro.
is cool.
Hey, Vontae McCluskey said, "I see you, cuz."
That's
Yes,
my
sir.
cousin. Love you, boy.
So,
Yes,
you moonwalked around the first Runway review. So let's talk about
Now
middle
we
school.
can talk about that.
Yeah.
Now my first Rumble, really, man. To be honest, I never really liked to talk about really fighting like that because I was always in a position where I wanted to make sure that I was helping the people that was around me. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Yeah, so my real scraps came with the people that was close to me, like
Right.
my cousins.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a
best
big
friend.
story.
Yeah,
real.
that's real though.
Yeah,
Right.
and it don't.
Shout out
it
to
don't
Doja, man. We done
like-
fought like 3 times. I love my cousin.
So it ain't like I can tell you I was out there like, yeah, come on, dog, yeah, let's get it. Nah, I wasn't really like that.
Right.
My real battles came with when I learned the game. Like,
You and
let's do
Nell.
that.
You and Nell fight.
Now me and Nell, we done scrap for real on the court.
He done hacked you one time. We didn't do it.
I done hacked him, he done hacked- yeah, for real, we had for real. But to the point where I mean, not nothing crazy, but
Yeah.
like any type of basketball situation,
Yeah.
Right.
where coach got to step in, pops, mom, whoever got to step in,
Right.
like, all right, come on, man, chill out.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is we'll be right back out there,
Exactly.
right back out there.
All right. So we're transitioning into middle school. What middle school did you go to?
I went to Kaiser.
I went to Kaiser. Hey, Smeg got smoked for Kaiser. He made fun of us all the time.
I know, but I have came around to realize that Kaiser, yes, you guys was just gangsters and criminals and violent people. There's your credit, man.
Hey, really, Smeg, you gonna say that with?
Hey, well, listen, I gotta chime in on that, man.
Right.
So Kaiser was right by Parkside.
Of course.
Right. Yeah, that was right by Parkside. And it was a whole lot that went on. Like
Right.
in apartment complexes, we already know. So one of the things that Kaiser bred for me was that same thing we talking about, that edge.
Yeah.
So did you know, you knew Ron Harper went to Kaiser, right?
Yeah,
See
did know
that?
that.
See that?
Yes.
Respectable.
Yes, Ron Harper.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I was lucky enough to have
Big
a great
dog.
coach, man. My 7th grade year and my 8th grade year, Coach McLemore.
Coach Mack.
Yeah.
Coach
Yeah,
Mack.
Coach
Yeah,
Mack,
that's my
man.
coach. Coach Mack.
That was my guy, man.
He's a good coach.
Still,
Great
yeah,
coach,
heck
man.
Yeah, loved him, man.
For real.
Yeah.
What'd he do? What'd he do?
Well, I'm gonna tell you one of the things that he had for me.
Yeah.
Like he had one of those father figures, father figure voices that he would talk to you, but then he had a Jordans on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had a Jordans on with a nice Jordan sweatsuit or something.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, man, this dude cool for real.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'll never forget, any of our players will tell you this, man. That dude could hoop, man.
Yeah.
He would get on the court with us.
Yeah.
And you know, when you in the 7th grade, you don't even really know what hooping is
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
He had the grown man
Yeah.
strength. He had the, I could shoot
Pull
over
up.
you, boom, boom.
He ain't getting nothing out.
Man, shout out to
Coach
Charles
Mack.
McLemore.
Coach
That's my
Mack,
man.
man. Coach Mack. Yeah.
Jay Hines checked in. Jeff Hines.
Oh yeah, Jay
He
Hines.
said-
One of my favorite Coach Mack story was when it was 8th grade. I gotta do it.
Well, hold on. I was trying to read the
Oh,
comment.
go ahead. Sorry.
He said, fuck that.
I was in the middle of a whole.
I said, Jay Hines checked in. He said, my Coach Matt story. Damn.
Shout out to the legendary comment section.
There you go. Hey, Jay said, bro, you had love and a lot of backup. They didn't want that smoke because you always been a good dude. Just talking about you ain't got to fight nobody.
100.
He not always want somebody.
Nah,
He
I
in the
mean, bro.
gang.
No.
He wasn't in the gang.
What? No. We talking about high school. We talking about middle school. All right, now middle school. All right, let me talk about the time I made Coach Matt cry. All right, we ready? Shout out to Coach Matt.
Yes.
Shout out to Coach Matt, right? So I had just came back from getting my ankle, cause I had broke my ankle in the summer. So by the time I got acclimated back, you know what I'm saying, it kind of was like to the point where like we was already in the tournament. So at the point in time we had our star player, which was Clifton Elder, and I was like the backup point guard. So Clifton had fouled out. They bring me in to shoot free throws. I'm going to take my warm-up off, and I left my jersey at the...
Oh, my God.
Coach back with me. He's like... And he literally started crying. He was like, man, like, the other dude I'm pulling here, like, you know saying, like, he can't make free throws. Then when they can make free throws, man. And Coach Matt cried, man. It hurt my feelings. Yeah, Coach Matt cried, man. Wow. I felt bad, man. Felt terrible, man. And we ended up losing.
He cried, too.
He cried. Shout out to Coach Mac, man. I love you, Coach Mac. So anyway, so like, what was it like? I mean, for instance, so like, if you went to Kaiser, these are familiar stamps, right? They had the UDF across the street. Mm-hmm. You had Stuart Patterson down the street. And then right there, that legendary bus stop right there, right next to the card place. Yes. So did you frequent any of these places, and what kind of things were you into when you frequent these places?
Oh man, yes. If you went to Kaiser, you was definitely on that.
Yep.
Yeah, we would go to UDF. Mm-hmm. You know, before they had the person limit.
Yeah.
In that mug.
Yeah. Only 2 students here at a time. Right. It's 20 of us trying to get here to get a Reese's Pieces for school start.
Well, I tell you what, man, we had a whole bunch of people that was, you know, ready to take some now later. Some chips, whatever. I mean, we was young, we was kids, man, you know, so we grabbing stuff, but and then at the bus stops, that really was where, you know, the fights went on.
Yep.
So, man, it was some legendary fights.
You know, like, I was there every day.
And nostalgia.
I told you.
But to me, it's funny because we're not, I mean, like we're kind of removed in age, but the fact that same trend has been going on, it's only like, it was 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Mm-hmm. So out of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, you do the math for how many years this continued till it fell to me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So also Stuart Patterson. That's where everybody went to go after school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So all the dogs were down there. So like, did you play at Stuart Patterson?
Oh yeah. Okay. We would go down there for sure. Okay, we would go down there, but one of the things that stopped us from going as much was we was bussed. Like so we would have to catch the bus to the crib. If we made that decision, you know, we had to have a ride home some kind of way. Yeah. But I was always fighting to get to my my neighborhood park.
Right.
Yeah, Westland, always.
Bro, let me ask you, because I know that we have got to middle school, right? Mm-hmm. But I do think that just coming up playing basketball at the Mohawks was major for you.
Absolutely.
The Mohawks was the best thing ever, you know.
Program for a lot.
So why don't you walk us through a couple of Mohawk stories, bro, when, you know what I'm saying, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, coming up, whatever you think is most memorable for you.
All right, well, let me start by saying this, man. I have to say this, like, respect, again, is big for me. Mm-hmm. And if you know anybody that knows me, they know that I will give props where they're due. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you'll never hear me debating about players, who the best, Kobe or LeBron. I don't even get into those. Yeah. Because I respect greatness. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I respect the game too much and respect greatness. Mm-hmm. So if it's anybody that I'm playing against or whatever, my ideal of respect is ripping your heart out, period. Mm-hmm. And that's how I play the game. That's how I respect the game, period. Yeah. So I'm saying that to say the Mohawks was one of those situations where I could never, ever forget it. It was Mr. Pearson. Troy Pearson was like a messiah in Dayton. You know, he was one of those guys that he took a program of kids and made sure that everybody was getting that education on basketball. They were getting the understanding of how to develop into young men. But when it was time to put everybody on the floor, it was really, truly showtime. It was. So I'm talking about people like Tony Duncan. I'm talking about people like Richard Tutu Brown. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about guys. Kevin McKee was a dog. Yeah, Kevin McKee. We talking about a whole lot of people, and I'm sure I'm going to forget some. But at the same time, when you ask for a story, it was just like throwing a whole bunch of puppies in a place and then watching them develop into dogs.
That's hard.
Really.
That's hard.
Because everybody is in that pot fighting. You know what I mean? And it's easy to be like, okay, he's better than him, but at the same time, you got to watch the development. That's where I developed into a younger man. I wasn't a man yet, but I developed my skills, my focus level into, to that in that atmosphere for real. Like Tutu Brown was the first guy I seen on a 6th grade level control an entire game. Wow. I was in the 5th, he was in the 6th. Yeah, and he had like 50 points as a 6th grader. You need to fact check that because that's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, and we would look at him like in awe, but at the same time, well, I shouldn't say that. Not look at him in awe. It was more
admiration.
Man, I wouldn't say admiration. We admire what he done, but we trying to be like you, and we gonna come at you and blah blah blah. Because again, it's the puppies and the spot. Like who gonna come out of here?
Yeah,
and he wasn't letting up, and we wasn't letting up, and that was the only way that we was gonna develop. That's why I love dating, man. Dating is that.
Still sharpening steel, man.
No doubt about it.
What's the So you guys play tournaments?
Yeah.
Y'all travel some?
Absolutely, man. National tournaments.
Did you guys win any big tournaments?
Yes, we won in Tennessee. We won the Nationals in Tennessee. We won the Nationals.
All right, well, hold on. Don't go past that. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Man, you guys winning a national championship in Tennessee. Who was your teammates?
Junior pro. It was Casper. It was Nell. It was Damon Parker. Both the twins, Rodney and Bobby. We had a shooter, Kyle Euchert.
Uke?
Yeah. I know I ain't supposed to say this, but he was the only white dude.
Yeah, for sure.
He pulling up.
Who else?
Could he shoot that thing?
He could shoot that thing, man. He was kind of, scary. Because we were all African American athletes. And,
aggression and something like that. They kind of like.
But his mom done put him in there with us so that,
he could get tight.
Yeah, he could get tight. So we took care of him like that.
Who told the story about?
Oh, Pearson. Mark Pearson was with us.
Mark Pearson?
Yeah.
So, all right. So, y'all go down to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Y'all have any battles down there?
To be honest, we had battles, but I don't really remember them like that.
Yeah.
Because remember what I told you. I wasn't an integral part of the team like that until I got to junior high school. Okay. You know what I mean? So Nell, Casper, them was the starting guards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You was like
so you had
lockdown.
Los, wait a minute. This is a story within a story. You wasn't even starting.
No. Not as a 6th grader. No. I was not starting as a 6th grader.
Did you get burned?
Yeah. I got a lot of burn. I did.
Yeah. You played.
I played for sure. But I wasn't starting.
Right. Did that make you want to get better, or was it the light hadn't went off yet as to just saying like, this is what I'm going to do for real? Like, had you started doing your drill where you walk into the park?
No, I hadn't, and I'm gonna tell you why it hadn't registered. See, these were my best friends. These were people I was around all day, every day.
Right.
So again, I looked at them and admired what they were doing. But I'm coming for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm coming for you. I'll be in that boat. But to be honest with you, man, football and baseball kind of took, because when you in the 6th grade, you what, 12?
Yeah. 11, 12.
Yeah. So we had a bomb team from 10, 11, and 12. I'm talking about real conversations about going to the national tournament in baseball.
Wow.
Yeah. 10, 11, and 12.
Y'all took the same clique of kids from the Mohawks to first date?
Absolutely. It was basically the same clique.
Right.
Yep. And then football. See, we ain't even talked about football.
Right.
Because football was one of those things where the Mr. Pearson of the Mohawks was Mr. Henderson, Brandy Henderson's dad.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Brandy Henderson. Man, you know what? It's so funny. Brandy Henderson tells me all the time. She like, you are just like my dad.
Man,
talking to me.
For sure.
Talking to me all the time.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
no doubt. But so what football? Meadowdale
Pee Wee.
Yeah.
But let me tell you this. This is what I don't like, man.
Yeah.
Meadowdale Pee Wee, all my Meadowdale Pee Wee guys check in.
Yeah.
We went 3 years with the toughest defense. Nobody scored on us in 3 years.
Right.
For real.
Nah,
Don't that sound crazy?
That do sound crazy.
But I'm telling you, Terrence Ulster
Yeah.
was one of the hardest hitting little cats that I mean, at 10, 11, 12 years old that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And his dad was our defensive coach.
Yeah.
Spunky.
Man, shout out Spunky. Pops, that's my dad.
I'm telling
and
you,
shout
boy.
out Bone, that's my brother, and Flamey G.
Man,
Damien.
BG, yes, sir.
Damien, man, he's in Minnesota right now, man. Prayers for my bro, because he just now beat COVID, got over COVID, and getting back to work. So,
But
yeah.
I just
man,
brought that up
bros,
because
man.
that's very important, man. Like, to know, like, my focus wasn't completely basketball yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wasn't.
Right.
But I was doing my thing in other sports, but everybody else was too. So it was kind of like, in the 3 sports, we'd just have a discussion about, who's doing what in those 3 sports on different platforms. We'd be in the Mohawk bus driving, talking about what happened in football.
Right.
Like, Neil was the quarterback, I was the receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a lot of touchdowns, a whole lot.
Kevin Foster just checked in and said one of the best shooters ever from Dayton. And then Damian McGuire, what up, bro? Los Knox.
What up, D? What up, Cam? My dude.
Yes, sir.
Much love, brothers.
So you said that like you came into your own really in, in junior high.
Yeah.
What was your coming out party like?
My coming out party in junior high school?
Yeah.
Man, I would have to say, first of all, I was amazed that we was playing so early in the morning. I couldn't believe that. Y'all remember that? Yeah. It used to be like 7, 8 in the morning we was playing, man. And I just remember, like, really strategically going to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get rest because coaches would tell you that. We went through a program, Mr. Gates, Richard Gates.
Yeah, boys club.
Boys club. And it was just like people would try to tell you different things and how to be effective when you're on the floor as far as getting your rest. And I'm sure the same thing we tell the kids now.
Yeah.
But anyway, my coming out party, we was playing Stivers. We was playing at Stivers, and I was feeling real good, man. I was feeling real good.
This 7th or 8th grade?
This is 7th grade.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we had Mike Benjamin. You remember Silk?
Silk, yeah, I remember Silk.
Yes.
Funny.
Silk was on
Man,
my
he
team.
is one of the funniest
one of the
bros.
funniest dudes
Oh,
ever. That's my dude.
Man.
Yeah, so we had we was playing at Stivers, and I hadn't had a real breakout year or breakout game as far as scoring the ball.
Yeah.
And I got hot, man. I got hot. And one thing led to another. I finished the game with about 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got the win.
Yeah.
And it was almost like, I had arrived. Do you remember little Mike Benjamin?
Mike Benjamin.
DeJuan Benjamin was his little brother.
Mm-hmm.
They played out at Parkside. Tracy Miller.
Yeah, Tracy
All them
Miller.
guys.
Tracy Miller just came up here today.
Yeah.
Real shit.
So
Damn,
all them
that's
guys
crazy.
played under Moses.
Yeah.
And Mike Benjamin was my ace. He was the point guard for us then.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
This 7th grade?
this 7th grade.
Right.
Yeah. 8th grade was a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Yeah. 8th grade is when I really came out.
Okay.
Yeah. That's when I really got a great feel for basketball. Eric Eubanks, Torrance Cleveland.
Yeah.
My dude transferred to Fairport, Chuck Porter. 'Cause
Yeah.
Chuck was with me in the 7th.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to 8th grade. Yeah, to Fairport.
Oh, wow.
Our 8th grade year was sweet.
Y'all was sweet. At Fairport?
Fairview.
Oh, my God, Fairview.
Yeah.
I had nightmares at Fairview. I
Yeah,
ain't
we
gonna lie to you.
had a squad. Did y'all beat Wilbur Wright that year? They had a sweet team too.
Carl and Carlos Blank. Shout out, dogs. I love them dudes.
Bro,
Man,
we
they
played
was
Wilbur
big.
Wright the first game of the season, bro, and
Yeah.
it was like damn near a
Ugly.
high school environment.
Yeah. 'Cause
It was
they had
a-
a high school team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
for real.
we won though.
Y'all did, y'all
Yeah,
was cold.
yeah, we was undefeated that year.
Man,
And
y'all
I
had
say
my boy, TJ
we had,
Martin.
man, TJ was the best middle school player ever, bro.
He was a man too.
Man, unstoppable, man.
Unstoppable.
Like he just go to the hole one way. No, he don't got no wiggle. He don't got no sauce.
Straight up.
He just
Straight up.
he's unstoppable,
Raymond Felton.
man.
Straight to the rim.
Nah, he was more of a big though.
Yeah.
But this is my fault, man. I did not say this. My
Yeah.
bad, TJ.
Yeah.
Man, TJ led us for the Mohawk in 6th grade. Yeah, man, he was the real deal.
Right.
Real deal, man. One of the best big men that ever played as a youngster. Like I told you about Terrence Alster hitting.
Yeah.
And he was one of the best big men at our age that I seen.
Okay, so would you be on,
Go ahead. My bad.
so I don't want to backtrack in a second because on the traveling team, did you run into anybody that eventually became an NBA superstar or anything like that in the circuit?
See, I hate to tell you that because on the real, I just wasn't focused on it like that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't. I remember talking as adults to like Nell and Casper, like, yo, such and such was Iverson, that was Marbury.
Wow.
Yeah, for real. I remember us talking, but I don't want to be quoted on that. I don't,
Right.
because it was something like that, but I can't remember it. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So, like when you finally got the schedule and you're saying like your bro done went to Wright, did you circle that one saying I can't wait to play against my dog?
Fairport.
Fairport.
Yeah, his bro went to Fairport.
Yeah, of course. Of course. You know that.
So,
Right.
Because it was never no prisoners.
Right.
It was never taking no prisoners.
Right.
Like,
hey, walk us through that
it-
game. Walk us through that game.
See, I don't remember it like
Okay.
that. I
Right.
don't. But I don't even remember it. I can tell you one thing. He does. He gonna tell you if they lost or won and all that. So,
Hey, yo, that's a bar.
So
That's
for
a
the-
bars,
no,
man.
Chuck gonna
I
tell
remember
you
the game,
everything.
but he gonna remember that game.
Yeah, Chuck gonna remember it. And I hate to say that, man, because it almost sounded like I wasn't paying attention, but
You just getting buckets out, man. Like every bucket look
man.
the same, bro.
yeah, you know, it was just that. And I would hate to, it ain't no fakeness. Like, I can't say that, and I don't really remember that like that. You know what I mean?
So-
they had a good team, though.
With your 8th grade year,
Yeah.
this is really your year where you came out to be who you. It's like the beginning of your start of really being a dog, right? Did you have? You just had the. You was by far the best player on your team.
Not by far, but I was.
You was-
like, everybody respected me as that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I love about Coach Mack too. Like if you a dog, you gonna get some clock. Like he gonna
Yeah.
play. He gonna play.
And encourage you to lead the team.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm
Coach
sure
Mack.
if you got Coach Mack on the mic, you know, me personally, man, I always been a humble dude. You
Right.
know, if you got him on the mic, he'll tell you that.
Right.
You know,
I would love that
because
if
I
you
wasn't
Coach Mack.
taking no shorts, or it wasn't never gonna be a situation where you felt like you was gonna lose. Put it like this: in the 8th, that's when I started getting that mentality.
Right.
Like if you come on with
Yeah.
me, then you are going to definitely
When you
win.
when you hear the countdown, pass the ball to me if you want to win.
Off camera.
Hey,
Off camera. We gotta fill the fans in.
What?
Off camera, right? So we gotta do this countdown so we can check our mic.
Right.
We do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knox cut it off, and he was like, "Yeah, give me the ball if you want to win." Man thought he said something else. Man, I ran down the street with the whole conversation.
Well,
as
no,
you-
he said, "Pass me the rock."
yeah.
He said, "Pass me the rock," and I thought he was talking about crack.
This boy is
See that?
crazy.
See that? See that?
He is a fool,
Not from
man.
Kaiser, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Kaiser, man.
That's
so
that
we-
Fairview mentality. You feel me?
Right.
We're all about science magnets where we were, okay? Science magnet. I was in the.
I heard so many stories about Kaiser.
Whatever,
Now
man.
y'all got a new respect for me.
All right, so like nowadays, whatever, like we have like the feeder programs, right? So
Yeah.
so was there any type of recruiting for you to go to a particular high school, or was it mainly based off where you were living?
It
at?
was basically mainly where we, where we live.
Okay.
That's how I got to Kaiser. That's how I went to Cornell, Allen, all of that. We
Yeah.
was bust. You know what I'm saying? So, we didn't have no, we had no way of picking where we wanted to.
Right.
Now, when we got to high school, it was the same thing, but I could tell you how I got the medal deal because I definitely wasn't supposed to go to medal deal.
Well, yeah, because I don't know what to say, but like I remember, like they'll give you like a sheet at like the end of your 8th grade. They say you can pick this school, and then a third school, like first, second, and third.
Yeah.
What were the 3 schools you filled in?
Man, I don't remember. I don't.
So like, how'd you end up at Middledale?
I ended up at Middledale. First of all, my aunt was. I want to say the assistant principal there, or something with a heavy title.
Yeah.
Jackie Ringer. She was married to my uncle.
What, Miss Ringer?
Yeah, that's my aunt.
Man, Miss Ringer, man. Oh my God,
Yeah,
man. I love Miss Ringer.
Yeah, so
Miss Ringer is the one who put Peter MC on the plane to go to Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah, that's my aunt. Well, she was married to my uncle.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's amazing.
she used to always tell me that, I'm at Meadowdale. Colonel White really ain't the spot for you, because that's where I was supposed to go, to Colonel White.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You and Remy?
Me and Reem.
Oh my God.
To this day, I love playing with Reem.
Right.
Because he can see good.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, I was supposed to go to Colonel White, but she kind of convinced me that I needed to go to Meadowdale for whatever reason. I felt like it was personal because she was there.
Right.
Yeah.
But I felt like the Dayton Public Schools was the Dayton Public Schools, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
So when she said that to me, and I'm like, I'm supposed to go to Colonel White, it's no way that I can really do that. She was like, don't worry about it. I can make it happen. So
Yeah.
I still wasn't convinced, really. What happened to me is I went to a high school game, Meadowdale High School game.
Yeah.
And I watched Ray Springer.
Ray
Yeah.
Springer.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
His
man.
name came up a bunch of times on this podcast.
Woo.
I watched this dude go to work.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, man, I could have been in the 7th grade. I might have been in the 7th when I first seen him. But my aunt was always in my ear about going to Meadowdale. Always.
Yeah, like you feel that
So
out
whenever
before
it
8th grade's
was-
even over. You already feel that out.
Yeah. So whenever that was, I just remember seeing Ray Springer go to work, man. Shout out to Ray. Because he inspired me to come to Meadowdale for sure.
Word.
He did.
Yeah.
So I went with my aunt, and she, whatever she done to get me there. Next thing I know, I'm at Meadowdale. It was good for me.
So, how did y'all finish out? Sound like your middle school career. You want to call it that? Did y'all win out? Did y'all?
We didn't win out. If I'm not mistaken, we probably lost 2 games our 8th grade year. Yeah, we didn't win it. Fairview was the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat us. Yeah.
And Spade was on that
That
team.
was my
so
boy.
funny. You know what's so funny?
And Spade was on that team. Did you see Spade on that team?
No, listen.
You was on there?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was on the team. But the funny part about it is, I'm somebody that's like,
Yo, what?
we won the championship, but it's like I didn't even deserve a ring or nothing. I'm like motherfucking Jared Dudley on the team when the Lakers won. Yeah. But Miss Taylor, but listen though, Remy, we had everybody over there. Like we won the championship, and I had never played basketball before or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I think Reem told Miss Taylor, like, look, this my cuz. He done been through a whole lot. Man, make sure that he on this team.
Right.
Yeah.
Bone played too, Terrence. And he got a little more playing time than me, but not much. And this was my brother, my best friend.
You like the G baby of the team.
So I was it was all cool. Like I was with Remy, his dad after the games, man. I'd go to his house or he'd come to my house. So it was like real cool, but we did win all those games though, man. And it was real fun. Like a lot of the stuff that I learned that even when I started messing with basketball myself, and I remember how Coach Taylor conditioned us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Made us run. Her defensive philosophies of zone, her 2-3 zone. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We practiced that every day, bro, and we was so good at it. She looked, make them niggas shoot. That was her defensive philosophy. We wasn't getting into nothing else too much more than the 2-3 zone, and it worked. We won the the Jerry Lucas Middletown tournament.
Oh yeah,
I think that's what it was.
For sure.
Yep, we went down there and won it.
No, man,
Trotwood
y'all
had a
squad.
good team our 8th grade year too. I don't know if y'all ever played them or not.
John Lumpkin.
Yeah,
Yeah, twins, all the
yeah, they had a good team too. So yeah.
Right.
But
So now we're venturing into your metal Dale career. So first of all, man, like, what's it like coming from where you from and now you at the Dale? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man, to be honest, it was good for me.
Okay.
Yeah, because to be honest, man, I was always just a focused dude, man. Like, I could see what I wanted when I wanted it. When I stepped in, it was just about me surveying the scene and seeing what it took to get where I needed to be.
right,
Period.
right. So are you doing any other sports besides basketball at like this juncture, or are you just kind of like basketball is my focal point? I ain't
Nah.
doing nothing else. I ain't running
Nothing
track.
else,
I ain't,
man. I tried baseball then, and I quickly understood that it's a difference between little league baseball and real high school baseball. Yeah. So I tried it for a minute, but it wasn't successful.
Word. So like
I
what?
mean, not successful. It wasn't something that I wanted to do.
Right. So like what kind of student were you at Meadowdale?
I was pretty good. I mean, again, we talked about eligibility being a big component.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I was just like everybody else, lazy at times and seeing if I could get over and how could I get an A or a B or a C in a class
Where your
if I
homework
just-
at, and then you go look your book back knowing it ain't in there.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
You never pull that one, Sled?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, oh, that's a legendary move.
No doubt. But you know what I'm saying? It wasn't never like a scholar. I wasn't like, I can't sit here and say, oh my God, I was straight A's or nothing like that. But, I wasn't going to be in no situation where I was the clown. Like,
Right.
I definitely took care of my business to a point where I was good.
So, who was the like top dog on campus when you got there, basketball wise?
Man, no doubt about it. Jamie Skelton. He
Skelton.
was a man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Jamie
right.
Skelton, shout out.
Right.
Yeah, he was one of them guys that I stepped on immediately and just watched him work, man.
So up to this point, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of been playing with people that's kind of in your same age, striking distance. You know what I mean? What was it like to go there and play with? I mean, to me, the singers are like men when I got there. I'm like, I'm a little kid.
Right.
What was that jump like to be like, okay, I'm the top dog when I'm leaving my middle school. Now I'm coming here, and now I'm at the, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find my footing here. What was that like?
Well, see, the good thing about it is at that moment, like I was transitioning into a good freshman basketball player.
Okay.
My focus was coming around to where, I was 100%, like 100% focused. So when I became a freshman, I played on the freshman team.
Yes.
And it was all my guys that I knew, but I was a little better. A lot better.
Right.
I was a lot better. So I was ready to really control a team.
Okay.
And really make sure that I'm, I was the focal point on the team.
Yeah.
But, back then I was definitely more of a distributor. So guys like to play with me. I like to play with them. And, man, I was about winning, period. I was about winning. As long as we was in a situation where I felt like we could win, I was good, man. Period.
Okay. So did they let you play up at all? Did you? Okay.
Not my freshman year.
Okay.
So the interesting story is after my freshman year, I started to hang with varsity players.
Okay.
All right. So my freshman team, they were still my boys, but I didn't really hang with them like that.
At lunchtime, you sitting in the senior cafeteria.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Like that
Yeah,
middle
we moving. So this is the thing, man.
Yeah.
When that started to happen for me, shout out to Quentin Mays, Eric Boykin, D Hall, all those guys. Sean Taylor, Ted Draper.
Yeah.
All those guys were guys that were already at that level.
Yes.
The varsity level. So I would participate in they open gyms. Quentin and D Hall was like right next to me when it came to where I live. So they would pick me up.
Wow.
So yeah, this was guys that I really became tight and close to.
Bros with for real.
Yeah. So I really got used to playing, just like you said, the grown men. I really got used to playing with them.
With the physicality, the strength.
The 9th to 10th grade.
Wow.
By the time I got in the 10th grade, man, I didn't want no parts of reserve.
Wow.
Junior varsity at all. No parts. And they never looked at me like that. Like Coach Ward, shout out to Coach Ed Ward, yeah. he was like, man, you playing varsity. Like my other partners, they played reserve, and that was good. That I mean, wasn't no knock. But me personally, my focus level, it turned into something else.
Right.
Los.
I want to draw this up.
Easy a move right there, bro. He said, check out Carlos Knox.
Who was that?
At Belmont.
Belmont.
Yeah.
Chuck.
Chuck Porter, bang.
That's Chuck with a big bang.
Yes, sir.
That was the pass from you, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Look at that move behind the back. Got him. I said, man, they was doing that.
Yeah, man, that was fun days.
Right.
All right. So like during this time that like you're moving into this, I want to draw this parallel of like, remember we had Daquan Cook on here. And Daquan Cook said when they were trying to accelerate him into the fold or trying to push him to be varsity, he kind of was like, man, I'd rather play with my friends. You know what I mean? Like, what was your mentality that stopped you from having that? Man, I don't play with my friends. I don't want to embarrass my friends by them not being a chance to dress where I'm at. What was your like mentality that kept you out of this? Like, forget the friends. It's about self and me moving forward. What I want to do.
I don't know what that was, man, but I never had that. Like I've always looked at myself like, you know, I'm growing. My focus level is to get to the next level like that. And to be honest, I had friends that understood that. Yeah, they was looking at me like, man, go.
Y'all is number one in the state right here, look.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Them little bitty shorts.
Johnny Mac.
Johnny Mac.
So, like, what was it like being the kids? Well, are we too far in the story yet?
Nah, this is high school, right?
Yeah, it's high school.
Yeah, but at this point, are you a junior or are you?
I'm a junior right here.
Okay.
That she loves.
Yep. With the Andy.
Yeah, 34.
Look at Andy.
So, like, what was it like to be the consistent, you know what I'm saying, like the consensus #1 team in the state during this time?
Man, that was lovely for us because actually that's moving ahead of my sophomore junior year. This was our senior year. But to be honest, man, that was one of the biggest achievements that our team made. Like we came in and we worked hard every day for that, for sure. And we wanted to make sure that we was in a position to be respected. Like I said, that's what I would always preach to my team, and obviously any team that I was
Loves Knox.
on.
Loves Knox.
Look at the headband, okay?
Loves Knox.
Look at the headband.
Let me see what Los said right here. Hold on, let's turn it up. Let's turn up his interview. Hold on. Now y'all about to hear it right here. Hold on.
Whatever it was,
Damn
it was something to kill.
Right.
I was going to do something.
Damn it. Hold on. Let me bring it back. I know I'm messing up the interview, but I can't. The problem is I can't see because of peanut. All right. You bring it back just a little. Casper, let's let Casper get a little bit of shine just because that's my bro.
Shout out to that sweater, man. Look at how much sweater, man.
Guy Fogel.
Guy Fogel.
What the fuck?
Man, what was you watching before he came in here, man?
This is
I don't know, because that sounds a little bit of not safe for work.
That's what they studied start. So Michael Jordan, 1991, implemented the play.
I'm so glad it's
You know,
all
I can let it start winning until niggas got old. He ain't start winning until niggas got old.
What? Is that the Zeke with the truth? It gotta be that.
Yeah, this
It
is.
gotta be Zeke with the truth.
Shut the fuck up on our interview. Are you kidding?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here tonight with, well, hell yeah.
How much shit do we got playing?
Man,
Is this a plan? Hold on, calm down.
What is going on here,
This is just a. What is this? That's what's playing now. Yeah, turn this shit off.
Man, why you got these dudes? Come on, man.
This was the old video that we was playing at Belmont, but YouTube just goes to the next video.
Man, give me a
And it
point,
opened up
man.
in the new window.
I need a point, man. I'm getting a little
Yeah,
low.
there you go.
Give
There you
me a
go.
point.
that makes us in the fourth quarter have to go out, play harder and harder. But every game we do it as hard as we can, going hard every time, you know, we pick up a basketball, or if our coach tells us to do a couple of sprints or something, you know, going real hard in everything we do. We got to go out with the mentality that no one can beat us. We have so much talent, like you said. We got a lot of talent on our bench, so we just got to go out and play hard every game.
Guy Fogel for fast break 22.
You didn't see that though.
Yeah.
Nah, you didn't see that.
Hit him with a good old no look.
No looky.
All right, come on.
Word.
We back.
Word.
I'm finding more videos.
Word. So
I'm working.
So like during this time, right? So what's it like to be finally, you know what I'm saying, like the top dog there? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like we know what it's like to be the top dog in Meadowdale. Some of us do, man. You know what I mean? I was. Anyway, so to like be there and so you got the fanfare and all the stuff going on with that. What was it like to finally have like that of having a team? It's your team. It's high school. It's number one team.
Yeah.
What's it like being under that type of pressure every single night to go out and perform?
To me, it was never pressure, man. To me, I had worked as hard as I could every day, all day on this craft. So I didn't never really look at it like that. Like, people respected me. I respected my teammates. And, you know, when we put our hands in that huddle and it was time to go out, man, it was showtime, man. It wasn't nothing else on anyone's mind. It was showtime. And like I told you, being the humble leader that I am, man, I was just always laser focused. Like, it was funny because some of my teammates, they would they'd look at me and be like, man, you'll never pass. You'll never pass. For real. They would say that. This man know that, really. But the reality of it was I would never really miss. So I never
cut that part for the rest of us.
Because I never really, you know, I was efficient, and that's what I felt. So a lot of times it was I couldn't see. I really couldn't see.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
I just watched this interview with the Mon Shumpert, and he talked about the time that Melo had like shot the ball at like halftime. And he was wide open. He went on to Melo. He was like, Melo, I was wide open. He was like, so. but nah, like he wanted to know, like, and don't ask for it again. Like, you need to be in a position where, like, if I pass you the ball, you better make it.
Yeah. But see, it wasn't that deep for me. It was more like I was actually a great passer. I was. You know, it was times where I would hit, but I just had a whole lot of confidence in myself, and especially when my button was pushed. Okay. You know, when it was time to really like push Los Knox, like somebody come in and slap the floor, like I got him.
All that. Yeah.
Like I give it to my team. Like they understood that I would go in that zone.
Yeah.
And it's on.
Period.
Yeah. I'm coming at you, and they look at me like, well, that's Los.
Yeah.
And they were delighted, to be honest.
You know what?
We would win.
Well, something else that, like, my observation about you. Off the court, man, the way that you treat people, like, dude, you treat people like equal to yourself. It's never a time where you feel like we about to show a clip of you being the player of the week. All right, or you outstanding. You the truth, right?
Top dog.
But he never ever treats anybody bad or acts arrogant or I don't know, man. I really ain't saying it right. Like, man, you just like a really good friend.
Yeah.
And you probably a great teammate off the court so much that even if you just on the court gunning, your personality is so cool that it's like, man, that's Los.
Yeah.
That's Los. Like, this is just him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he ain't conning you in no way in order for you not to say nothing. Like, all of his goodness be genuine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Like,
I could see where nobody would even mind.
Like,
You got to add one piece to that, though.
Yeah.
And I honestly, man, you have to. First one in the gym, last one out. I work blood, sweat, and tears on my craft.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so you have to put this part in it. Gunning. See, I never called it gunning.
Right.
I called it hitting.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you go back and look at efficiency,
Yeah.
you ain't never gonna hear Carlos shot a whole lot of shots.
Right.
You ain't about to hear that. You about to hear Carlos hit a whole lot of shots.
Yeah.
That's real.
Right.
I give you a story. When I was in a sophomore, I was with Ted Draper and Sweetwater, Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
It was probably my third or fourth game on varsity.
Yeah.
Right, and we was playing Dunbar. Man, they was the truth. They was up and down, and we at Dunbar.
Mm-hmm.
I broke the city league record as a sophomore, hitting 8 threes in that game.
Right.
8 threes, but it was one of those things where I didn't never think about missing. That's the part that I want to get out in this podcast.
Right.
Everybody knows that about me, but again, I'm humble enough to say this, but I'm also respectful of the teammates in the game to say this, that if you put anybody on the mic, after they say he shot a lot, they gonna say he hit a lot.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
And that ain't no sugarcoat nothing.
Right.
And today, if we get on a basketball court, I am going to hit a lot.
Yeah.
For real.
Right.
Yeah.
People will laugh a long time, but I'll be straight serious. I'm going to hit a whole lot.
So like with you working that hard on your craft, have you ever just had a night where it wasn't your night up to this point?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I definitely had some nights where it wasn't my night. And that's everybody, you know. But
Right.
me personally, I always thought about, you know, making the next play, making the next. I did overthink about scoring. I did. I like that, and I got that from Ricky Gates' league. Like when I really got into high school basketball, it was like one of those. Yeah, man, this is easy to score.
Yeah.
Like that's what I need to switch my mindset to, because
Right.
you know, I'm creating moves that are giving me an advantage offensively against players. And as I'm coming down and I'm getting open, man, I'm hitting, period.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that right there was not something easy to let go.
Right.
No, I can't even say that. I would never even consider letting that go.
Right.
Honestly, like I will get 50.
Right.
And that's the bottom line. And that's why I say it's difficult to talk about this and not sound arrogant.
Right.
Right.
But when I told you the politically correct
Yeah.
conversation,
Right.
or the real dating conversation,
Right.
this is real. Like
Right.
I don't think about or
missing.
like missing.
Yeah.
I got this.
Positive
love that,
manifestation.
bro.
I'm not gonna miss.
Right.
And this ain't derogatory or nothing,
That's
but
hard.
in the game or in any type of competition, I say Miss is a girl's name.
Yeah.
That's a bars, man. That's a bar. That's a bars, man.
I mean,
That's a bar.
you know,
Yeah.
but it's just real, man.
Miss
That's
is a
just how I've
girl's
always
name.
felt.
That's hard.
And even if I do miss, like,
Next
it was an
time.
accident. Accidents happen. I missed.
Right.
My bad.
Right.
I mean, not really my bad. I'm shooting the next one.
Man, bro, so
gonna go in.
while you were in high school, was you doing AAU in the summers,
No.
in the springs?
We wasn't doing none of that. What we would do is 5-star basketball camp. Now you want to talk about some pros? I was really up in the mix with pros there.
Right.
From Iverson to Marbury to Keeble Stewart, Gerald Honeycutt.
How, you get invited to that?
Yeah. Well, you pay to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You pay to go.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how it was when we came up.
So was there anybody there that was a standout to you where you was like, because I mean, like you carry yourself with, you know what I'm saying, like like a strong will mantra. I'm gonna outwork you, and hard work is gonna beat talent. Was there somebody out there that was just light years ahead, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, like respect.
You talking about in basketball camp?
Yes.
To be honest, they were big, man. They was big guys. Like Keeble Stewart ran ours. I don't know if y'all know him. Keeble Stewart he ended up being a 2nd-round draft pick. He went to Cal State. He went to UNLV to start out. Then he went to Cal State Bakersfield, and we matched up in college too. But he was a legit big, 6'8", 6'9", and just Brooklyn, New York. He was nice.
Yeah.
So he was one of them dudes that I can remember off the rip.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something, man. And it's important that you know this. This is on and off the floor for me. When you hear me say I don't remember something, it's because of the laser focus that I tell you about. So when I was young, you know, I grew up with my grandmother. So you did too. So you understand how that is. When you grow up with your grandmother, it's a lot of things that are missed. Like, cause she don't stay on you every moment. Like, you might be able to stay out, blah, blah, blah. So for me, I was always in a place where I had to think. Like, I had to be a young dude that grew up kind of quick. Because I had to think about a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And how to maneuver. So what I would do, and, you know, blessings from the Lord, I would focus, man. That was one of my major advantages and just one of those characteristics that I had. My ability to focus was always there like that. Okay, so what ended up happening for me is I carried that on in my sports career. Okay. Like, it's almost to a fault. You know what I mean? So even when I talk about my high school teammates, if I'm coming down the floor, I'm so focused that it might be hard for me to see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so focused. I'm in a zone to where I may miss some things.
Yeah.
And I hate to tell you this, but it's the truth. It's in life and on the basketball court.
Right.
Wow.
Like, if you give me a task, or if I give myself a task, or if it's time to get something done,
You zeroing in on
it's zero. And it's nothing that's going to stop me from doing it. Like, nothing.
Right.
Yeah, period. If I'm getting 50, I'm going to get 50 on the floor. And, like, you know, sometimes when you say stuff like that, it's like a joke, and people laugh like, dang.
Nah.
And I'm so serious. I'm so serious.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
you
And
don't
I
know, you
peeped
know,
that
51 on
earlier
your
when
head.
you was just talking about, like, your teammates. You said I might just didn't see you.
Yeah.
Because you focused on the goal.
Yeah.
You focus, you know, I mean, just saying.
This is moving ahead. When I
Right.
was at NBA camp with the Pacers.
Yeah.
Rick Carlisle, who is the head coach now.
Right.
So in college, like, I don't want to tell everything because we about to go to college, but I got to skip to this because we're talking about this. So Rick Carlisle, they had a play called 15, right? It was just a high ball screen, and it was Rick Smits. Y'all remember
Rick
him?
Smits,
right?
yeah. Rick Smits.
Dutchman. So this dude was coming up, setting a high ball screen, and I was coming off, and his screen was so nice that I was getting wide open every time, right? So I'm coming off, and I'm wide open at the elbow.
I'm letting it go.
Yeah, I'm hitting. I hit like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So like on the third hit, this is legitimately, we just going through the motions of 15 only.
Yeah.
And he's setting it, and I'm like, damn, man, I ain't had a screen like this
Ever.
Yeah, not like this.
Right.
So I'm hitting. So Rick Carlisle, the coach there now, he said, he blows the whistle. Big Carlos, Knox. So I look, because I'm hitting. Like, I'm hit 3. So everybody like, what's the whistle for? So he said, you know what your problem is? So I'm thinking to myself, like, not really.
I just hit these shots in a row.
Not really.
It ain't touched the rim.
Yeah, I don't really know my problem. So I'm like anxious to hear what he about to say, right?
Yeah.
So he was like, your problem is you've been looking at the rim for 4 years in college. Because I led the nation in scoring, and I'm telling y'all about the focus that I got when it comes to hitting shots. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, you've been looking at the rim for 4 years. I said, wow. So he said, you see this guy right here? And I looked at Rick that was setting the screen. He was like, this guy, $18 million a year. He's a center. You heard of him? Rick Smits? Have you heard of him? I said, yeah, I heard him. He said, well, how about trying to throw it to him just 2 or 3 times, please?
Right.
I said, all right. That made sense to me once he broke it down.
Right.
Right.
But it didn't take away the fact that I know I'm still about to be open. I'm about to be open. So that's going to be a conscious effort to say,
pass it when I know what I'm doing from right here. It's money.
So I did it.
Right.
Came down. Wow. kicked it to him. Guess what happened?
He missed.
No,
Oh,
it went
yeah.
in.
Right.
It's 15 again. Guess what happened?
Bucket. Right.
Knox. You see what I'm saying? They did not come to see you. They came to see him. And it was a real story though. It was real. It was definitely a real story. And I could respect it. I could. But that still didn't take away from me thinking that every shot after I'm gonna make it.
Right.
Period. And you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Notice that whenever I say that, people laugh like that.
Yeah.
And
Nah, like I love that type of because like that type of confidence is not the standard. I love to hear that confidence because these kids nowadays grow up just, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all right. I'll be all right. To hear that confidence, I'm laughing, but it's like it's more like a good laugh.
No, I know, and I know that. I'm just pointing it out because it happens all the time.
Right.
And then people be like, "Oh, damn, he for real." Like, yeah, it's just real.
Yeah.
But I don't even say that to. I'm humble, man. I don't say it to brag.
Right.
I'm saying it because I put my life on the line behind it. You know what I mean? Like blood, sweat, and tears.
Right.
All day, every day for that.
Yeah.
So you say blood, sweat, and tears. Let's talk about some tears that came out of Meadowdale. So like, what was one of your bad stories?
Oh
like
my God, losing the district. I mean, we won the District 15 and was supposed to win the state my senior year. We lost to Cincinnati Elder, man. First game.
First
of
game?
the regionals.
Here's this. This is player of the week for you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was for the game.
Yeah. Athlete of the week. Hold on, let me bring you back one time.
My man adjusted to be on the court. Lead our team. I'm considered one of the team leaders on our team. And I try to lead them as good as possible.
Oh, that's an actual Dunbar game.
Wait. Is this the game where you dropped 29?
Nah, that was
No. Okay, here we go. All that background noise. Here we go.
5 points in each of his last 3 games, and in this game against Colonel White, he canned the game-winning 3 in the closing seconds. Those kind of numbers earned the Meadowdale senior a visit from Jack Hulsman today, honoring Carlos Knox as our 7 Sports Athlete of the Week.
My main objective to be on the court is to, lead our team. I'm considered one of the team leaders on our team, so I try to lead them as good as possible.
Congratulations to Carlos Knox. And Garrison Hurst, the running back from Georgia, is also coming out a year early to go in the NFL. Interesting. Okay, Mike, thank you.
How do you feel seeing yourself like that young with that type of responsibility of leading a team?
I think I was built for it, man.
Is this more Meadowdale?
I think so.
From Meadowdale, too much. Carlos Knox hits 5 3-pointers. He gets 23. Fires in the 3. He had
5 of them things.
Here we go.
As Meadowdale and Beaver Creek go to war for a trip to the Division I Regional. Down at the UD Arena, Carlos Knox bringing up the pass to Eric Boykin inside to Deshaun Hall. Good for 2. Game tied at 27. Griffin Brads for Beaver Creek. Fires in the 3. He had 19 to lead Beaver Creek, but the Lions from Meadowdale too much. Carlos Knox hits 5 3-pointers. He gets 23 in the game. Meadowdale district champs, 78-54.
Yeah, that's what we won the district right there.
So,
5 points in
how did it feel to go from you wanted to achieve that to actually achieve it? Because like you seem like a strong minded person saying, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. To actually get there to the mountaintop to do it. How did it feel for you to put that hard work in to actually achieve it?
It felt beautiful, man. I was just one of those guys that was so thankful and so just respectful of the game. That's one thing about basketball that I love, man.
Yeah.
Like basketball, it just never lies, man. It don't. It'll never lie to you.
Yeah.
For me, it never lied. Like it'll tell you when you BSing, and it'll tell you when you putting in that work. And see, I put in a lot of work to get there, to that spot. So I felt real good about accomplishing my goal because I knew that was one of the things that, you know, our team set out for. Like that team we talking about, Andy, Shawnee, Chuck, Casper, Derek Shepard, Kip Hubbard, you know, all them guys, Sam, Junebug, like rest in peace to what's my man?
Twan Rogers.
Twan Rogers, man, my fault. Twan.
Yeah.
But you know, those moments with that team, you know, when you go and you talk to people about Metal Deal, it's like, okay, that was the team, right? Well, see, we had a pact, man. Like, when we got together and it was us, we held each other accountable. Like, Andy, what you do?
Yeah.
You bang on cats in transition. All right, I'm going to throw you 30 of them things
Yeah.
this game and bang on them. Chuck bangs. Chuck hit the short range. And that was just my objective on the floor as the leader was to make sure that I got my team involved and make sure sometime getting my team involved was gaining control of the game.
This a whole game for you, Los. You weren't ready for this.
What is that?
You weren't ready for this.
Oh, man.
1993 versus Jefferson, bro. Let's go.
What was it like? So like, was your was grandma love come to the game, mama love come to the game, uncles come to the game, something like that?
So my grandmother was older, so she didn't get a chance to get out to the games. My mom, she had took a trip to Atlanta, so she was living in Atlanta. So I was really here with really my cousins, and, you know, just my other family members. So it was a lot of support from there. They would come to my games, my cousins. Like I told you, Renee and Dink was so instrumental in my life.
Yeah.
Because they would support me in every way.
That's you with the headband right there?
Absolutely.
I found the whole game. I hope you kill these niggas. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What we got?
We are not about to do the
got it.
whole game.
What niggas starting to pop? What we doing? What you need? What do you need? And we get in it immediately. We get it immediately.
The first man game hit with that left hand to the right.
Look, we pressing. We're in it. We're in it. 100.
Watch the headband.
100.
Watch the headband.
It's a
Turn on, we transition. Okay.
Hey. Hey.
Andy.
What was that, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to see us, but
Right. Yes, sir.
hey, you got it. No, what I was telling you was it's some Dunbars, Colonel Whites. It's on there.
Oh.
The full game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we gonna search that thing. All right, come on, go ahead, Peanut. Do your thing, bro.
So like one of the best ones I got, because I'm always happy whenever we beat Dunbar, right? So in the district championship, this game is down to the wire, right? So walk us through that game. Do y'all circle Dunbar, such as, because you know of the, you know, like historic aspect to Dunbar?
Yeah.
Is that one of the games you like, yo, like you kind of put a team in closer? Yo, we got to get this one. Not to mention it's the district final. What was that game like?
Here we go.
Well, see, let me say this first. Remember I told you, I think it's the second one right there. Yeah, right there. Listen, one of the things that has to be mentioned is the tradition of Dunbar.
Yes.
Now, you remember what I told you, man. You talking to a fella that is respectful and humble and not I'm going to give props where they do.
Yes.
Man, Dunbar, when we was young, I'm talking about from Bernardo O'Neill to Mark Baker, dunking on people over their heads at, you know, to, you know, it was just a big deal for Mike Haley Sr., Mike Haley Jr., you know, man, Kurt, was cold. Like, it was just, so I have to say,
we interviewed Mark Baker.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah,
Man, that's my point.
Shake and bake.
Yes,
He was very instrumental. Shout out to Mark. He was very instrumental in my career. We had some good battles and some good battles. But anyway, let me just tell you this. Yeah, that's my man. Shout out Mark. But
Shout out Bake.
one of the things that I have to say when I talk about that is I have to tell you the tradition of Dunbar, man.
Yes.
So Dunbar, I
Dayton
know
Dunbar,
y'all know,
the other Dunbars.
Yeah, Dayton Dunbar, man. They was so good, man. It was just, at my era, it had started with Tutu. But we have watched Mark Baker and all of them just go to state championship after state championship, and they was big time, man. I give flowers where they're due because they really instrumental. They were instrumental in our development as kids.
Man, bro, I thought Tutu was one of the most
Me too.
balling players that I see. Man, when he was at Dunbar, he was just relentless.
Yeah, relentless, man. He would have 40 like this.
Yeah.
But this
He's
is what I'm
shooting that
saying.
thing.
I'm telling you that to say, so when it was our turn to finally play against Dunbar like that, it was always that, man.
Yeah.
It was never a situation where it was like, this is just any game.
Right.
It was sold out on Monday when we play on Friday.
Yeah.
Wall to wall, and it was on.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I done as a player is, I was consistently laser focused, man. Consistently. And it was very much a game easy for me to get up for.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it wasn't gonna be no shortchanging for me. So when I stepped on the floor against Dunbar, it was always, me going hard and me going at them. And they were coming at me for sure. So our senior year, I think we got the best of them. I think we beat them twice. They beat us once. Then we split my junior year with Tutu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he beat me once, I beat him. Well, they beat us, we beat them.
Yeah.
But
coming up and seeing Tutu as part of the Mohawks, how good he was, and how you guys all was just trying to come at him, and eventually be just as good as he would be. How did it feel to beat Tutu like that at Dunbar?
Man, it felt good. It felt good. I think we won at the buzzard or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But I will say this. We always had mutual respect for each other, especially coming from the Mohawks. He kind of watched me in my developmental years.
Right.
I watched him be a messiah before my development years. You know what I'm saying? So when it was time for us to go at each other, it was really, and then when I got a little growner, we would respect each other by trying to tear each other's heart out.
For sure. And he probably always looked at you like, that's little bro.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure. Man, shout out to Two. That's my dude.
Yeah, man.
He is one of them. He's a natural warrior, man.
Yeah.
Natural.
Yeah, for sure.
So in this game, you scored 29 points. Y'all went 84-82, right? So it literally came out to the last shot.
Yeah.
Do you remember the last shot, or you laser focused on winning? You got the dub.
I don't remember the last shot, but I do remember that was our senior year.
Yes.
I remember I hit a half court shot. You remember that? Was you at the game?
I don't know.
Yeah, I had a half court shot.
I don't remember.
It's in there. Hey, like menace to society.
Man, what the hell would you laser focused on? A half court shot.
Who knows, man? I used to smoke weed.
Oh, here we go.
I was probably at the game high.
Hey, man, I tell you what, that was a funny scenario. Like, I ain't even gonna speak on that.
Oh my God, man!
I don't want to. Next question.
No, Skeeter Fly, Ryan Reeves, Skeeter Fly, massive weed birds, my bro.
Oh my God!
But hey, now his son is at Meadowdale.
Yeah,
he the new Los Knox.
I just watched him.
Yeah, right. He
but
over
I
there
can't
cooking.
say Los Knox.
I know.
Nah, man. I 13 and 12 and 10. Man, I'm saying if I got that, I'll be sick. Throwing up blood over the toilet.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had to have.
Ain't no way. You need at least 25.
At least.
For sure.
Yeah.
Carl Blanton Sr. checked in on the post. Los was smooth, beat us by 2 at Wright State.
Oh, yeah. Our senior year, Trotwood, my man.
Beat us by 2 at Wright State.
Thanks for the props, bro.
Oh, Kev
they had a college team, too. Long.
Wow.
The Blantons.
Oh, my God, man. That was tremendous.
Yeah, man.
Tremendous.
Carl came on the show and chopped it up with
Did
us.
he?
Yeah,
for sure. Carl and Los, man.
Yeah,
Those
man.
my dudes. I
Yeah,
love
so
them.
good bros.
Me and Smith always thinks about this. Like, for instance, like when you go to Cincinnati, they got like Cincinnati Winthrop, or they got like some such South, some such North.
Yeah.
What if Dayton just had a, like, where you could have paired together with like other people? What do you think we could do, like, more than just national?
Yeah.
What do you think we could have did in your era of basketball if you could have played with all the dogs you had to fight coming up?
Oh, and I got a secondary question to that, which is like right where it is.
Yeah.
If you could pick one player, give me 2 players that you could choose as teammates to play with, and you think y'all would have won it all, who would they be?
Would have won it all?
Mm-hmm.
So you know our coach now.
Right.
So from a coaching standpoint, you got to look at it strategically.
Yeah.
So it just depends on who you playing. It really does. I can't just say that.
Right.
Because it's some names I can name right off the top. From Hog go win.
Bro, we want to interview Hog so bad, bro.
Hog probably somewhere. Yeah, he love hoop.
It's hard to find him, bro. I can't find. I've been searching everywhere.
We got to bring a real man here.
Man, I told Neil to give me the number, bro.
D-Haas, boy, we would win a lot.
Yeah.
Ring, we would win a lot.
Wow.
For real.
Yeah.
I was with Perry, Petey, Morris.
Yeah.
At my first year of college, we went to Tennessee Martin.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't win down there, but I love playing with Petey, too.
Yeah.
I do. Chuck, it's just different, man. It's to see who we are playing against.
Yeah.
This is
That's Colonel White right there. That's C-Dub. Y'all and C-Dub.
This is C-Dub.
93.
So, like, during this time, you know, like, you're the top
Oh,
dog
that
on the top
Meadowdale
team.
versus Dunbar right there too. Los.
What are the recruitment like for college at this point? Are you getting offers or things like that?
Okay, so that's a great question right there, because this is one thing I learned as I got a little older. Like, the structure of Dayton public school systems, it was very difficult for D1 colleges to come to us and choose us based on our deficiencies.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and you know what I mean?
No.
I mean, okay, so let me tell you, this is what I'm saying. Like, in the city league, it was like run and gun. It was run and gun. So that made you a good player. Don't get me wrong. But when you get in a college scene, you really have to learn how to set a screen, how to use a screen, how to advance the ball in a structural way, not a run and gun type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm saying a lot of coaches, in my opinion, and not really my opinion, like, really, this is what happened to a lot of players around here.
They overlooked them.
Yeah, they overlooked them. See, Nell had it good because he was able to go to CJ, and CJ had that structure. And that is no knock against the DPS. Right. Like, if you didn't play like that in the DPS and wasn't, you gonna get blew out.
Yeah.
Right.
So we was natural, raw athletes that was ready to battle with the blood coming out our mouth, ready to go every night.
Yeah.
But it didn't necessarily mean we was ready to strategically battle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Is that coaching?
I don't want to say that, because if I say it's coaching, it's like I'm bashing the coaches. This is what I blame it on.
Maybe DPS style of play.
Culture, the culture of DPS.
It's like AAU.
It was up and down. So how can you really, like, I love my coach. Coach Ward, I love him. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, is he a good coach or a bad coach, I'm going to tell you he's a good coach.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you adapt. He's a good coach adapting in the environment that we're in.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We was winning.
Right.
And he was like, we want to let you play to your strengths.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, a college coach come in and watch you. They may not really look at you like, okay, you get 30 out here. We probably going to want you to get 8 to 10 and pass it to our guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a choice. That's a choice. I'm talking about you as the individual. Do you choose to go to a school like that?
Right.
That is what made me transfer from University of Tennessee Martin. Because the guy that recruited me and Perry, he came down here, and I'll never forget, we was playing in a summer league over at Stivers, right? And, man, we was both putting on shows, man. Like shows, for real.
Yeah.
And he came over there and watched us, and offered us a scholarship to Tennessee Martin. But you know what his thing was? His thing was, yo, we're going to let y'all play exactly how y'all play at Meadowdale.
Right.
Yeah, he told us that. That's
Right.
how he got us to come.
Right.
Meadowdale and Dunbar, because Petey was at Dunbar. Yeah, when we got down there, it wasn't that.
Wow.
It was not that.
Did Peerless go to Tennessee Martin at first? No.
He went to Tennessee.
I know he went to Tennessee. I didn't know if he went to another school, smaller school first, and then transferred. He went there straight as a freshman. Straight up. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a whole nother story I'm talking about,
Yeah.
but that's what happened.
So like during the, you know what I'm saying, like the courting process, they make certain concessions to you saying, okay, well, we're going to give you this and then a third. So is there ever a part where they tell you how many minutes you're possibly going to get or anything like that? Did you get a chance to look at the other players? Did you even take a trip to the campus at this point?
I didn't. Well, we took a trip to the campus. We did. And, you know, they tell you everything that you want to hear, obviously, as a college recruiter.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's no real way to gauge it.
Right.
Because everything is in selling mode. You know what I mean? Once you get there, you got to be able to decipher.
Fix the car that's messed up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was different for me. So once I got, you know, out of that situation, you know, I was able to go to IUPUI.
But so like, were there other schools that you closely considered before that, or when you seen that one, you kind of jumped at the very first?
I kind of jumped on it because my recruitment wasn't skyrocketing. You know what I mean? I had a lot of interest from teams around here, from the Miamis to the Wright states, like interest letters, and you know, I had a box full of letters, but letters don't mean, you know, I didn't have no one that was talking like the Tennessee Martin
walk up
guy.
and I can see you face to face. Yeah.
But I'm telling you why that was. The reason why is because the way they viewed the city league.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, the way they viewed the city league was not. It didn't go in our favor.
Let's ask this then. Okay, so how does Dayton change that, bro? Like, if you a high school coach right now, what would you do different? And this ain't you knocking, but you've been all over the world coaching, playing, and now you know better, right? So if you could give advice to the city league coaches as a whole, what would you tell them to do in order to better prepare their players to get recruited?
That's all.
Smed, you are really going into a whole different conversation. But I like it, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
This is one of the things that you have to stick with if you're going to be a great coach. You have to continue to educate yourself about the game. Okay? Now, some people think that's reading a book or watching a DVD. But the reality of it is it's a lot that goes into coaching. It's not just I can teach you how to set a screen or teach you how to come off a screen. You have to put yourself in a position where you are going to camps and clinics and getting great information from great coaches.
Yes.
You are visiting high school practices, college practices. That's going to allow you to understand what it takes to get your team to a certain level. Wow. All right. So now I'm here. I'm studying the game. I'm watching the game. How is this guy relating to his players? You know, how is this guy allowing his best player to really get shots? I mean, it's big. It's not anything that is producing mass income mass major is hard.
Yeah.
People got to understand that.
Yeah.
So it's hard. When it's hard, you have to be willing and ready to take the next step to educate yourself at a high level.
Right.
Not let me just read this. See, educating myself on how to do a podcast ain't just coming here saying, hey, Ty, how you do a podcast?
Right.
Like, I got to sit here with you. I got to be here. I got to see the feel. And then you can tell me, hey, Knox, just push this button. Right?
Yeah.
But you don't know what this hand is doing. You pushing it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with coaching.
Wow.
You have to get in a position, Dayton public schools or wherever it is,
Yeah.
where you're completely educating yourself. And you know what you have to do that? Time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so a lot of, just think about this, a lot of high school coaches, they work other jobs.
Yeah.
So this is really a side hustle for them.
Yeah.
I don't mean to put it like that, hustle.
Yeah.
But you go to Indiana, right?
Uh-huh.
You go to Indiana right now, and it's people that are getting $80,000-$90,000 a year to coach a high school team.
Right.
See, that'll never happen in Dayton public schools. I don't know what the pay is, but I'm sure it's not comparable to that.
Right.
So now you're asking somebody to put a whole lot of time into educating themselves on what it really takes to get a team on another level for minimum bread. That's ludicrous as a grown man that has a family.
Right.
See, so you see what I mean when I say this is a whole different conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it would be completely reasonable to pay a coach a teacher's salary. And the reason why is because, man, a coach holds the focus of his basketball program in much greater detail than probably the average teacher does. And I don't know if that's right or wrong, but he can be able to teach so much more than basketball as a coach, you know, and use basketball as a way to illustrate all of these different life lessons.
Yeah.
But you're right, though, bro, about the time.
Yeah.
The time
is a big part of it all, man, in order to really go out and be able to use all the resources and stuff that you're talking about.
And I think that all goes into what we talked about off camera, which, like, for instance, I mean, like we say, that ain't the real metal deal. You know what I mean? We don't have that structure of the alumni to pour back into these places if they continue to tear down the places that we call home. These are places we went to school, we went to dances at. We will be people that will be gladly willing to write a check for, you know what I'm saying, like for certain things that will benefit the school, such as, i.e., you know what I'm saying, like a salary for a better coaching situation. To me, I think it's all like multifaceted reasons why it's not that here. But really, I mean, I think like you hit the nail right on the head. I just think it's more or less, you know, it's somebody's side hustle, and we don't say that in a derogatory term at all.
Right.
But it's kind of hard to put your full focus into something. You know what I'm saying if you have to do multiple things, you got to wear multiple hats. So yeah. So
Los, let me ask you one more thing, bro, and then we'll move. But is there something that coaches could do to bring in college coaches to come and recruit their players? Is there a particular strategy? Like if you could just give advice in order to at least get your kids in front of some college coaches or some recruiters or some scouts, and then let them make the determination that this ball is not structured enough, but at least get them a chance to see a young Los Knox that is out there getting 25, 30. And we talking about at least some mid-major programs or some good D1 programs.
I think we've moved into a time where, you know, it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So the advertisement of an athlete right now is more on that stage. You know what I mean? Like you can get you can put a highlight tape together and do your thing.
Overtime.
You can get an AAU team and do your thing. A high school situation is no longer the focal point, in my opinion, as far as really being recruited. Like people are paying major money as universities to go to AAU tournaments and watch individuals.
Yeah.
And when it's time to go watch you play in high school, we may make one or two of those games. We may. But it's not going to be a complete focus when it comes to the high school situation.
Yeah.
So you asked me, you said, is there a way that we could get coaches to come? You have to have great basketball. You do.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is players have to be educated on the game. Like, they really have to be in situations that they're going to be in college-wise, college prep.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't ask me, all right, do you think it's a way to get college coaches here to watch a glorified open gym where cats ain't running back on defense, or they don't know how to guard a hard hedge? I mean, they don't know how to attack a hard hedge. They don't know how to, screen properly. They don't know how to guard a down screen. They don't know what the 2s and 3s on the wings are running, 4s in front, 5s running down the middle of the floor. Like, it's a whole lot of things to basketball on the college level that if you sat a high school coach down that was in that rat race that I'm talking about, that they may not even know. They might even not even know why. They may call you and say, hey, Knox, I got this player, man. I want you to come and check it out. And not have any of the qualities in their team in that game that I'm looking for as a coach.
Right.
So I walk in and I see the first shot you miss. You shrug your shoulders. You look at the coach crazy. You know what I mean? You kick the ball or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the first time you're put in a screen and roll situation, which is going to happen 85% of college. The first time you do that, you show me that you have no idea on how to guard a screen and roll.
Right.
You don't know if you're going under or over. As a big, you don't know if you're hedging, if you're switching. Like, it's a whole lot of things from a terminology standpoint in college that you must know as a player, but you also have to have that platform that shows it in great detail for a college coach to believe in you.
Yeah, because no matter even if you are doing well in this game, right? Let's say that I say, Los, come watch this kid I got. And even if he's out there getting 40, he's doing it against players. Nobody knows what they're doing in the game.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like, the 40 isn't as valuable if he was doing it in the structured setting that you're talking about. And you already know that Meadowdale and Dunbar, no disrespect, they're not fostering this environment where kids is really playing against the type of screens and heads and everything
that's going to happen in the game.
Right.
And again, that ain't even to Knox, because I'm telling you something that happened to Carlos Knox.
Right.
That happened to me.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And a lot more. Like Chuck Porter played the 4 for us. He was not a legit 4.
Right.
He needed to learn at 6'3" how to dribble, how to shoot off the dribble, how to push the ball up the floor. But he really didn't learn that because Chuck could get up, he could run in transition, and I was going to hit him.
Yeah.
Like, other players.
And he was the tallest player on the team.
Wow. Yeah. So for instance, I mean, like, they could have missed out on a Penny Hardaway type player because you're forcing him to be a big.
Yeah, but not Penny's height.
Right.
That's the point. If you 6'2", 6'3", you need to know how to, because you come into college, and it's going to be a 6'4" guarding you on the perimeter.
Right.
You have no chance at a big school at the 4 at 6'3". Right. You just don't.
Right.
And that ain't even no.
That's
real.
That's just right.
Yeah.
That's right, of course.
That's real.
So that's what I have to say about it. And again, man, just being from Dayton, I wouldn't change nothing. I love the way it shook out. It did, but I also learned some stuff afterwards. Like, that's a big deal. That's a real big deal.
Hey, to all my coaches out there, look, I know that you might not have time, but if you do care about winning and winning brings you happiness, you might have to find some time in order to create this structured environment that Los is talking about in order to, number one, attract the better players to come to your school. When they do come to your school, you can actually teach them something in this new structured environment, and then you can get some kids to school, and then your program will do better and better and better.
Yes.
You know, so people make time for whatever is truly dear to them and valuable to them. So, hey, Lo said that he got up at 8 in the morning and wouldn't go to sleep or wouldn't leave the court until 8 at night. You might have to implement those same values because look at Los. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You have to do the same thing. He just gave you the recipe. So,
Word.
Yeah.
So we're still at Tennessee State.
Tennessee Martin.
The Tennessee Martin. How did that go? Like, I mean, like you end up leaving eventually, but like, what was the camps like? What was the basketball culture like there? Like, what was it like for you?
So, like I said, the guy that told us, you know, that we were going to go there and be able to play our style. This is a.
We never seen him again after we signed.
It's Mary. You know who I need right here with me? It's Perry. P.D. Moore. Right. I need P.D. right here for this one. Because this really happened, man. I'm going to tell you. So, it was a guy there by the name of, I don't want to say his name, but he was our head coach, right?
Yeah.
So the assistant had recruited us there. Okay. But he was the one that I told you came and watched us get up and down. Y'all gonna be able to rock. So once we get there, it's this older white guy, and he wants to pass the ball 12 times before you shoot.
Oh my God.
So one of those situations. So for me, you know, I was coming from Meadowdale, man. We was coming off of really getting it on.
I'm letting that thing fly. I'm open.
Exactly.
I'm not passing it for what reason?
So to be honest with you, man, I did learn a lot. I did, and I played a lot.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah.
Petey, was tougher for Petey to play because he had bigs that was already, you know, running his system. So, you know, Petey from Dunbar, I'm from Meadowdale, and it just didn't work out for him. It wasn't like he wasn't good. It just wasn't working out for him. But for me, I found a way to stay on the court because, you know, I just was going to stay on the court.
Right.
And I was still me. I was still shooting.
Yeah.
So the thing that happened for me was our first game was against University of Tennessee.
Okay.
So we Tennessee Martin. It was against Tennessee.
Yeah.
So that was big, right?
Yeah.
So we are in practice 2 days before. So we're in a drill and we're doing some stuff. And next thing I know, our center slides across the floor and runs into our head coach and breaks his leg.
What?
Yeah, our head coach. Okay, broke his leg. He just recently passed about 3 months ago.
R.I.P.
Yeah, and he was like 94.
Oh, yeah.
So he lived a good life. But so he ran into his leg, man, and broke it. Right?
Okay.
When he broke his leg,
the person that recruited you is like, next up.
the head coach. All right, so we're going to Tennessee, and now our guy is the head coach.
Okay.
Yeah. So we get there, right?
Uh-huh.
He look at me, I look at him, because he was genuine in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
He was genuine in, I really want to let you rock, but I can't because of blah. Now he ain't here.
Okay.
Okay, so it was what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went off. My first college game ever. I had 20. I finished with 20.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, against Tennessee. We got beat, but, you know, I was doing
You
my
had
thing.
20.
Yeah. So I don't mean to say it like that, like you have 20 and y'all get beat, and I'm praising that. I'm just telling you the story on how it really happened.
Yeah,
so this was an important part. So once that happened, I came back to Tennessee Martin. Like, we come back as a team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're sitting in a room like this, and he got the film up on the face. So personally, this is me. It's kind of like the Rick Carlisle story.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it can't be that bad for me.
Right.
Like, you know, it's probably a selfish Meadowdale dating thing or
yeah,
whatever.
we're stars,
like,
man. We're stars,
I'm
man.
like, it can't be because I went off.
Yeah.
But that's a selfish way of thinking, and it is not something you should think.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you the truth at the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
So we're sitting at the table, and he stops on me. Now knowing as a coach, I know that was really a compliment. But at the time, I didn't really know. I'm looking at him like he's picking me out of everybody to say something about when blah blah because I'm going off.
Yeah.
So
this the assistant or the old school?
This is the old school.
The old school.
Old school, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Okay, the head coach, once we get back from the thing.
Did he go to the game?
No.
He sat there with his leg in a split.
He watched the game.
Yes.
He and none of all his shit he been teaching y'all that went out the window.
Out the door.
That pissed anybody as a coach. Like
he pissed. He like, what the fuck happened to them motherfucking passes? What the fuck?
That's not my brand of basketball.
That's exactly how it went. Too.
Okay.
What happened, bro?
So anyway, he's sitting there, right? So I swear, man, he said this to me, man. After he put it on the screen, he said, "Listen," and this is, I'm telling you, Perry Morris will attest to this.
Yeah.
He's after making shots. Now, I would say.
Efficient.
Maybe 7 for 9 or
efficient.
Something, right?
Yeah, efficient. Like, come on, man.
So he said this to me. He said, if you think you are, and this is word for word, because I'll never forget this. Word for word.
Mm-hmm. He looked you dead in your face.
Yeah. If you think you are impressing me by scoring a lot of points, you can take your ass back to the Dayton playground. Oh. That's what he said to me. Yeah. That is a true statement, and I know a lot of people that have vouched.
Did he want y'all to beat Tennessee, bro?
No. He knew it was no way that we could beat Tennessee.
Right.
They had LaMarcus Golden, Ed Gray. I was just happy to be out there with future leaguers. Cause I was like, this tunnel.
But in that moment, how did you feel when he said that to you?
That's what I was getting to, man. I'm glad you asked me that. Because as the last word came out of his mouth, I said, I am transferring. For real. And it's the first game of the year.
Right.
Yeah, I went back to our dorm room. I told Petey, I said, look, man, I'm going to finish the season, but I am out of here for sure.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. So fast forward to the end of the season.
Wait.
Okay. He said, wait.
I just wanted to, highlight this part here, which I just want to know, what is the difference between a high school basketball fanfare and the whole, you know what I'm saying, like the whole culture that's going on in that compared to a college culture and basketball game?
Oh, my God. It's a total difference. Mm. We was Tennessee Martin, so we didn't have a whole lot of fans like that, but we played some big-time schools. USC, we played Vanderbilt, Tennessee. Like, the atmosphere is crazy, man.
Man, y'all was playing some nice schools.
Yeah, we was D1.
Good schedule. Yeah,
we played a great schedule
for sure.
But the atmosphere is like no other, man. It's like no other. You just can't explain it. It's at another level.
Coaches cannot, like, if you go and play at USC, and let's say you show out and give them like 40, but you at Tennessee Martin. Would a college coach that you playing against ever try to recruit you to transfer?
See, now that just actually happened during the COVID season. Like, people were actually doing that, like picking up D2 players and blah blah blah. Yeah, but it's very unlikely, man. Yeah, it's very unlikely.
Well, so
that's because they don't got Coach Smith out there.
Smith out there.
Let a nigga give me buckets.
Making deals,
you're going to be playing for me next season.
Making deals. You stupid.
So
Keila Carter said, I'll ball on all of y'all, bro.
Oh, word.
Keila Carter. She said, loving basketball, number 34. I'll ball on all of y'all.
Word. So
Keila.
So, but what's that college transition like? Not basketball related, just being on campus compared to coming from where we from to now being on campus. What was that transition like for you?
The transition was it was tough at first for me. Once I got in, it was just balancing your time. You have basketball all day, but you have to go to school, and it's no breaks. Like, everything is about, getting your education, but at the same time making sure that you're getting your work done on the basketball floor at the same time. So you have to make sure that you're managing your time. That's the biggest thing I would say. From a culture standpoint, it's not the neighborhood.
Right.
It's not the neighborhood. So you have to learn the small integral details about, you know, what it takes to be successful and productive, you know, from dressing nice to, you know, making sure you're clean, neat, haircut, making sure that, you know, and this is if you are aspiring to be something and, you know, graduate and be solid in the world. And I was definitely looking forward to that, but my eyes was completely on the NBA.
Right.
So my level of focus stayed in that area.
Okay. Bro, when you went out and you played against Tennessee, you know, as you mentioned, you playing against players that's going to the league or they like leaguers, and you went out there and you were just as good as them. I mean, you impacted the game. You led your team in scoring. I mean, all the things that you have been learning from coming up in the Gates League about knowing how to score, you actually went out here on a high level and did just that. Like, what did that do for your confidence, bro? Did it give you a boost of confidence?
Skyrocket, man.
Did it, bro?
It really did.
Yeah.
It was on another level.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, okay, you will go for that move as well.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Seriously.
Right.
You know, you can't help but to think that or feel that. You know?
Yeah.
So,
and you know you in your bag, you said, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good that y'all got to come out and play against a high major school like Tennessee first. So you could kind of like get out there and do your shit and really test it against some good competition.
Absolutely.
And then know that it worked, man.
No doubt about it.
For sure.
Right.
No doubt.
So during this time in school, like, what is your majors?
My major was secondary education to start.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I went to communications.
Yeah.
Public broadcasting. Yep.
Okay.
I actually talked to my dude Reem about that. And
Yeah.
He was telling me that was something that he was doing.
Yeah, Remy was in communications.
Yeah,
wasn't
he was in
I think
communications.
so.
All right. So, did you talk about possibly moving schools with your family or anything like that, or we're just kind of like, I'm a grown man at this point in time. I'm just gonna do what's best in my heart.
Well, no, actually, I ended up talking to my assistant coach for Meadowdale, and this is ironic because it was Ron Hunter's dad, not Ron Hunter that you know.
Oh, I'm about to say, DJ
Shout
Ron.
out Ron Hunter.
Yeah, shout out DJ Ron.
Yeah, no, but it was Ron Hunter that went to Miami, Ohio. He went to Chaminade with Ron Harper.
Okay.
Up at Miami, Ohio. But I'm saying that to say his dad was my assistant high school coach.
Yeah.
Coach Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Hunter. But I called him in confidence, talking to him, because, you know, he had mentioned to me that his son, which was Ron Hunter, the Ron Hunter that coaches now at Tulane, he said his son was getting a job at IUPUI.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was like, man, you know, if I'm you, I'm taking a look at that because, you know, he's trying to build a program there.
Right.
So the first question I had was, man, what is IUPUI? What is that? For real. I'm like, never heard of that. What is that? And then, you know, being from here, how it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
man, O State, UD.
Yeah, we name it.
We North Carolina, Kentucky.
Yeah, we know all that. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell y'all how I really got to IUPUI.
Yeah.
I promise. This is props to Coach Hunter, Ron Hunter, that coached me there.
Yeah.
He did an excellent job of recruiting in 10 minutes. And this is how. See, my laser focus was the NBA, period. If you ever been to IUPUI, it's in the middle of downtown.
Right.
3 minutes from IUPUI is Market Square Arena.
Right.
Where the Pacers play. Right? So they have this place called the National Institution of Sports and Fitness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's right on campus at IUPUI.
Yeah.
But all of this stuff is in the same area, like
Right.
from a pro standpoint.
Right.
So Hunter, again, in 10 minutes, he took me to the right place. He took me inside of the National Institute of Sports and Fitness. Okay? Because I just came up there to see the school.
Right.
With no real intentions to sign or go or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, not really.
Not for real, right?
Yeah. So, you know, obviously he gave me a spiel how I was going to be able to play and this and that. But when he took me in there, it was Byron Scott, Reggie Miller, and Chris Mullen.
Oh, wow.
And they were working out regular, though. Like, not roped off with police around them or none of that.
They really in there
it was
getting
just
it.
them, yeah. And it wasn't on the court. This is like lifting. This is in the weight room.
Yeah.
So we walk in, and to this day, I really think he probably said something to them to say something to me. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there, and they come over, you know, hey, it's a good school, IUPUI, blah, blah, blah. And this is Reggie. This is
Reggie Miller.
Yeah, Chris Mullen.
Yeah.
This is, you know, Byron Scott. I'm like, wow.
Are you starstruck at any point during this?
I can't lie, yes.
Okay.
For sure. For sure.
Well, yeah.
For sure.
Man, bro.
I had to ask.
No, you're right. That's a great question. But I'm saying, bro, Los Knox is a scorer that's ready to give you 50, and Reggie Miller is right there.
Right there.
100%.
This is where you've been visualizing yourself to be the whole time.
The whole time. And that's why I say I give
major.
him props for that 10 minutes. Because this didn't take a day or two. Or this took that moment.
Yeah,
right.
there.
Right.
What?
When I got there, I just turned and looked at him like, man, where do I sign?
Wow.
Right.
For sure. That's what happened.
Did this happen after? So when you are transferring from one school to another, did they give you a 4-year scholarship at Tennessee Martin,
Well,
or how
people
was
don't
that?
know this, but every year is it's a 1-year scholarship.
Right.
They say you're going there for 4 years, but it's renewed every year.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have the right to refuse the renewal.
Absolutely. 100%. Especially if it's any type of animosity or any of that. And they ain't going to fight it. You ain't going to fight it. Just go ahead, you know?
Right. And so what about the day where you went and told the coach he was done?
Okay, yeah, we missed that part.
Yeah.
This was big.
Yeah.
And again, I need my man here. I do. Because through the entire season, now y'all gonna love this. Through the entire season, everybody is miserable. Like everybody. Yeah, everybody.
Coaching all the way down.
Not the coach. I'm talking about the players.
Okay.
So
Was all the players athletic like you, or did they have a bunch of like suburban players? What was the makeup of the team?
It was more suburban. It was probably half and half.
Yeah.
Like we had like 4 guys that could really go.
Yeah.
And then the rest was like the suburban, like past 12 times. So
Right.
it was an excellent job of recruiting on that.
Yeah.
Right? So check this out. This is real. So I'm talking to everybody throughout the season. Because remember, after the first game, he said this to me.
Right.
And I told you in my heart I was transferring.
I'm out
Okay.
here.
So I play the rest. End up averaging like 10 or 11, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a freshman. So at the end, when it's time to make the move, everybody has been talking about, man, I'm out of here. I'm gone.
Oh, wow.
I'm leaving. Yeah, blah, 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 right? So it was good because where we from, you say what you mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was on what I was on for real. And they
Yeah.
looking at me like, okay, so maybe he's not going to do that.
Yeah. Like they just disgruntled. They're just saying that. just
Because
to be
he had a decent year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he might have changed his mind, but that never left my mind. Like
Right.
Ever.
Right.
So we are at a table like this, the same table that he told us this.
Yeah.
So he walks in because he was like a real, intimidating, tried to be intimidating. But again, we from here.
Yeah, well, come on, man.
Yeah,
What you gonna
so it
do
was
besides
kind of like,
hollering?
man, that's tough.
Yeah.
So anyway, he gets up at the head of the table. Petey's sitting right next to me. The rest of the guys that been talking,
Yeah.
he says this to the group. He says, yeah, I hear some people that's talking about transferring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said, if you are thinking about transferring, you're talking about transferring right now, I need you to get up and get your stuff and leave. That's the moment of truth, baby. That's the moment of truth.
Yo, all right. So you right there next to Petey. And you look at Petey, look at you, then what happened?
Man, you can ask Petey right now. I almost did a flip over the table getting up out of that. I swear. Listen, I promise, man. I jumped up. I didn't go over the table, but I jumped up and rushed out. So I know Coach was feeling some kind of way because he was trying to be intimidating, but he was really losing one of his best players.
Absolutely.
Right.
So he like, dang.
Know your worth, King.
So
called his bluff.
This is crazy right here, though. When I get outside,
okay,
I like, walking because I done what I had to do. I'm walking. So then I stop and I start thinking like, dang, was that a mistake? That might have been a mistake. Dang.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody followed me.
Oh, you the only one that walked out. Everybody's standing there.
Everybody's still standing there.
I don't know what's wrong with him, man.
Bro, let me ask you, like, had you hadn't had the meeting with IUPUI yet?
No.
So you didn't know where you was going.
I didn't know where I was going, but I really knew that I had options to do something.
Right.
Yeah. I wasn't just cold turkey.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I was gonna be somewhere. I knew that.
And you had already talked to Coach Hunter about his son.
No, not
you hadn't even talked to his
Guts and Glory. Like I'm about.
You knew you was talented enough to go somewhere else and play.
And we would talk about it all the time. Like everybody that was talking about transferring was like, "What we gonna go? What we gonna do?" And all that.
And everybody was all talk.
Yeah, they was all talk. So I get out there and I'm thinking like, "Wow, did I make a mistake? Because did nobody follow me?"
Right.
So it was about 20 seconds went by. Next thing you know, here come Petey.
Yeah, word.
So behind him, it was like 4 more. Everybody, shout
out to Petey, man. And Petey wanted to listen to what else the coach had to say first.
That coach lost his whole damn team trying to beat 2 major.
Man, I want to hear what Petey saw. I want to see what Petey saw when you walked out.
Oh yeah, when you walked out,
I never asked Petey that.
Anybody else gonna go get the fuck out? I don't give a fuck if you score 11. Fuck that.
Oh my
God.
Shit.
That's funny. That's funny.
Shout out to Petey, man. If you want to tell your story, man, go on the Legendary podcast.
No doubt. Hey, Skeeter Fly checked in and said, Los, my guy, your favorite song was Ramming Ward.
Ramming Ward?
Is that right?
He said, what's crazy, man?
He said, they don't know he said you used to skip 4th or 5th period sometimes roaming the hallway. I love yes, sir.
Yeah, you got that.
Hey, Steve, quit snitching, man.
I
know. Come on, man. You should be over here anyway, man.
Right.
Word. So now you made the guts and glory decision of I'm done with this school. Your man Petey, he said he leaving too. Other players is like coming there. Before you leave, is there kind of like a little bit of like talk about what's going on with the basketball team, or like is there like students, faculty, anybody coming up like, come on, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to just go ahead and.
Yeah, our assistant coaches was really like that.
Okay.
Yeah, they came and tried to talk me into staying and this and that, and I was my mind was made
firm.
up, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
my mind was made up on that.
Yeah,
because I just didn't understand where he was coming from,
right?
Especially not having. Like a dad to really. I'm not saying I didn't have a dad because I would talk to him, but my dad was like more like, okay, you've been on your own for a minute, so the decisions that you make are gonna be great decisions,
right?
You know what I mean,
right?
So whatever you feeling or whatever you going, so I had the responsibilities of a young man at an early age. I talked to my cousins about it, and they were the same way because everybody in my family has always been in positions where they were making their own decisions.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no rebellion. If anything, it was we with you.
Yeah.
Like, get up out of there. Like that. Because the way it was said and the timing, it was really something to behold, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So, did you make any connections with people that was there besides PD?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. To people I still talk to this day.
Word.
Dwayne Powell, Pooh Powell was one of the guys. And Philippe Phillips. Yeah, I still talk to them to this day. Danny Wingate. Yeah, a lot of guys, man.
Word,
they
man.
followed my career because when I left there, I told them, like, I'm going to the league and I'm going to be cold.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I really did.
Wow. Yeah.
And my assistant coach that recruited us, man, he would write me every other week. Like, I watched you get 40.
Wow.
I watched you get 45.
Right.
Yeah. Because he was really cool with
Yeah.
me. Yeah, he was.
And he wanted to see you do your thing, man.
There, yeah.
He did.
Hey, man, that's messed up to be under a regime that is just outdated and this being respectful of that coach. But for him to have that foresight to say, you could have came here and really made some noise here.
Absolutely. That's the truth.
Man, you know, I got a it's a bro that played with my nephew at Thurgood. His name Greg Gainey. I don't know if you know Greg Gainey or not, but he told me a similar story about him going down to Texas and playing, and he was like, he was doing well down there, playing, you know, doing what he was supposed to. He said, but the coach was just so mean and so just divisive, negative. And like, man, there wasn't nothing that he could do right by the coach. When they win, it was a bicker. He was just saying like it was just a fucked up experience, bro.
Yeah.
What goes into the mentality of these coaches, and they are old school coaches?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, a good old boy network, damn near coaching basketball. Is it like? What is it with them? That do they hate their players? Or are they just trying to make a man out of you? What are they up to?
Again, that's a whole different ballgame. Because when I think about it, and being a coach in the pros now, one of the biggest things is your ability to relate. Okay, so what I'm saying is, if I ask you a question, Smed, and I try to get an answer on how to do something, or not, if I said, hey, I need this, blah, 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 how you relay that information to me is very important. It's very important. Now, if you go deeper than that, and I ask you something that is in your age bracket, and I'm 50 or 60,
I'm far removed.
Not only is it important for how you relay it to me, what you say to me is very important as well. You know what I mean? So what I'm telling you is, when you are in a basketball situation like that and you have an overbearing, outdated coach, their ability to relate to their players and relay information to their players is not where it needs to be. That's where the adjustment needs to be made. Right. Because what you're saying is probably 100% right.
Right.
As a basketball coach, because I mean, we ain't talking about rocket science.
Right.
Ain't nobody in this world coming up with nothing crazy, you know, that's out of the ordinary of what basketball really is.
As far as strategy.
As far as strategy. Like you have great staffs that know the timing of things, know how to orchestrate this and that. Let's do this at this point because it's a little on a big on a little, that type.
Yeah.
So that's good. But as far as relating the game to your players in a way that they understand what you're saying and the way you're delivering it to them to make you run through the wall for them.
Yes.
That's how coaches... Like, the key to being a great coach is, number one, having great players.
Say that.
That's number one.
Say that.
Sure.
But number two, the players that you have, you are able to relate to them in a way that they'll run through the wall for you.
Make them buy in.
If that's the case. See, Coach Ward, for us at Meadowdale, Coach Ward had a unique way of making us want to run through the wall for him. You know what it was?
What?
Freedom. Like, as long as y'all good and y'all gonna do y'all thing, y'all can have as much freedom. You can shoot that thing from half court.
Right.
What you had, and put it in there.
Yeah, it's gonna go in, you know. But that was his way of releasing that, relaying information in a positive way, in a great way. Now, obviously, he would go off on us and all of that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we knew he had our back. We knew he loved us. And he was going to let us be the dictators of how this thing rolled.
And it's a part of being coached, too, as a player. Like, if players understood that most of the time when a coach is going off on you, he just believes you can be better.
Yeah.
For the most part.
For sure.
And if he don't never get on you, He think you damn near maxed out, and you's bound to fuck up. You know, so that's pretty much what you do, and that's what he expects from you.
That's what you have to do, though. When that happens, because your question was, why are coaches that way?
Mm-hmm.
When that happens, man, a coach has to look at how they are delivering and what they're relaying.
Right.
And make the adjustment. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not go against what you do or take away everything that you feel as a coach. It ain't that. It's more, man, how can I really get to Nut, man? How can I really get to Smed?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And in a way that makes you feel confident. And,
right.
You know, like I know for a fact that coach got my back.
Yeah.
See, to be honest with you, I love it. I love that. I'm in that role as we speak.
Yeah.
Before we get there, let's talk about this transition into IUPUI.
Yeah.
What can you see with the immediate difference between going to school there compared to the school you was at before? Was there like a big difference in like the coaching structure? Were the people way different? What was it like?
That's a great question. That's a great question, Smed. And because that is what defined my career right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the culture of where I went. When I went to IUPUI, I remember what I told you about my laser focus and the way I worked and the people I was around, from Reem to Nail to Chuck to everybody that had created to Bake. Like, we played against the big guys and was in a situation where we really had to be tough.
Pressure cooker.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, once I got there, it was such a drop off. It was such a drop off that I felt disrespected when people would stand in front of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I go in here, this is IUPUI's team. I'm looking at them like, you know, a humble dude. But humble has nothing to do with
your abilities,
instinct in you, basketball wise.
Right.
Yeah, because a humble person will rock you on the floor. Period.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm looking at these dudes like, man, I can't believe that I'm here with you, and you trying to, you know, guard me or deter me, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean this, man. I mean it. I wasn't like that at Tennessee Martin. I ain't never been like that around.
Is IUPUI they D1?
Yeah, now. They wasn't then.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I went to that school, I looked at it like, man, no way. No way. I am going to have 50.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, for real. I felt that disrespected.
Right.
Yeah. So once I got that mentality, my work ethic was above and beyond, like everybody's that was around me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I brought them up to that level.
Wow.
Because I was the reason why our school went to Division I.
Right.
Yeah. But to back up, the reason
hard.
why I went to IUPUI, because right now, you know how the transfer portal is deep and
Yeah.
a lot of people in it.
Right.
That's because you can transfer without sitting out.
Right.
When we came out, you couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's what I was
With that
wondering.
red shirt.
If you transfer, you had to sit out, right? Unless you went to a D2, D3, or NAIA.
Okay.
If you went there, you could play immediately.
Right.
Wow.
There's another
perk.
Yeah. So I'm like, I could play right now and go to the league. And I asked Hunter that. I said, look, man, can you promise me a shot at the league? He said, Reggie, Mullen.
Right.
Yes. You know, so that was a part of good recruiting, period.
Right.
Yeah. But my thing is, I'm just saying that to say that was the situation. Once I got there, I'm like, man, I'm going to the league. And I know you have to be extraordinary. Yeah, if you're going to be in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it wasn't I can remember just being, people don't think of this crazy, but man, just being upset at 26 and 27. Yeah, really.
Look, bro, like getting better as a player. Going from Tennessee Martin to IUPUI, you got better. do you get better by just staying in the gym, you shooting, you working on how you're shooting, just different techniques, and then you say, when I'm doing this, I'm getting better results, and then you just keep practicing that particular technique until it's a reflex for you? Or how do you get better like you got?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And the answer is yes to what you're saying. But that's not the only answer. And I tell people this all the time. You can try your best to just train. Like in the gym with somebody throwing you the ball and doing your thing, blah, blah, blah. That's great for rhythm. It is. And stamina and conditioning. That's great for that. But you have to have in-game situations. So you have to train as well as play.
Yeah.
And me, when I was doing my best as a player, I was playing every single day. Like that was like getting up, eating breakfast, and putting your clothes on. Like that was a part of the day.
Yeah.
If I didn't play basketball, I'm talking about at a high level, like play in an open gym with good people and, then I just wasn't, like we didn't work out like they work out now.
Right.
Like with a trainer and your technique and all that. Man, listen, I probably got one of the worst techniques as a youngster with my jump shot that anybody would ever. I was shooting that thing from the hip, period. I was. But efficient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking training because that's a great additive.
And you're a trainer yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So,
but I relate and I teach you how to not just think if you come in here and shoot 100 or 200 or 300, yes, you're going to be better at shooting, but that don't necessarily mean you're going to be able to perform when the ball is kicked to you in certain situations, and you got to make that happen instinctually.
So that's a great part because, like, to me, I always think of, like free throws, right? We see somebody like LeBron that spends $1.5 million a year on his body and staying in shape, and you see him, you know he's in the gym, you know he's working harder than everybody. What do you think? Is it kind of psychological? That's making him miss late game free throws and things of that nature after doing it for this long?
That's a tricky one, but this is the reality to it. It's two things. Number one is confidence. The confidence that you have to have when you step up to the line, or if you step behind the 3-point line and get it kicked to you for a shot. You gotta believe that you gonna hit. If you don't believe that you're going to make the shot, and anything can deter that. It can throw it off because you missed the last one, or missed the last two, or missed the last three. But, like I was telling you, something that I done in training myself and my mind is you can't get emotionally attached to misses. Like, I show no emotion on a miss, ever.
Right.
And if I do, it's solely for the inside of me. Like nothing else. I don't hear nothing. I don't see nothing. And that's just a part of being great. Like if you are Kobe, if you are somebody that shoots great from the line, that has to be one of the things. The confidence level has to be up here. Yeah. And then number two is your focus. Like when you get there, your ability to focus is going to intertwine with your confidence.
Wow.
But your focus may be 1, 2, 3 dribbles. Your focus could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dribbles. Like something has to put you in the mindset, in the mode of focus. See, mine was never the extras. Like I didn't care how many times I dribbled it. If it went between my legs, none of it at the line. Mine is when it get right here, it's over. This is never moving. My neck is straight. My shoulders are straight. And I'm always here. All right? If I miss, it was an accident. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my confidence level, though.
Right. So you ain't changing it up on the fly. It ain't going to win, but the next one is.
That's what I'm saying. And when you look at your great shooters, that's exactly how they approach not only the free throw line, any shot.
Yeah. So Steph Curry, Jesus Christ.
You know what's so cool, bro?
Yeah.
Is that, and I don't know how many years ago, but me and you, I think we might have been at Stivers or something. I don't know where we was, bro, but we was together and you was doing like a little training session. Mm-hmm. And you had my nephew in there with you and some other kids. And you know what? You was saying the same thing back then. This had to be at least probably 12, 15 years ago for sure. Mm-hmm. But the word you was using then was concentrate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You said you have to be able to concentrate when you're tired, when whatever is going on. You have to be able to concentrate. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I done took so much game from you, bro. Man, I share that with all the kids in my program, bro.
My man.
I think you solved the whole LeBron thing, man. Because I'm trying to go too far, but I think LeBron is so focused on every other facet of the basketball game. I don't think he can really focus in on that one aspect of shooting a free throw.
Mm-hmm. Well, LeBron, he okay from the line. This year he doing a little bit better.
All right. So anyway,
LeBron, good damn it, killing right now.
Wait, that's for later. So we still in the middle of the man. I'm telling you, he can run. He can take the bombs like walking down the street with the time about LeBron. LeBron, man, bring the ball back. We're trying to play still. So anyway, but what was the difference when it comes to like the people at the new college compared to the last one? Like, was the same demographic? Was it still mixed with like half prep, half?
No, it was more diverse. It definitely was, because IUPUI is a city school. It's like it'll put you in the mind of like a Sinclair, but bigger.
Yeah.
You know?
But what about the team though? What about your teammates?
The team we had a few guys that came from Division I programs. Yeah. You know, that had did the same thing that I done, but you know, they weren't as good as they needed to be for us to really be like that. Mm-hmm. You know?
Was the Tennessee Martin team better than the IUPUI team?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah.
To start.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Once we got to the middle of my sophomore year, we were good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we were good. We were good.
Coaching, more relatable?
Definitely more relatable because, you know, I mean, obviously it's going to be issues with every coach. And I never get on the mic and bash coaches or none of that, man. But I will say this. You know, he allowed me to play the way I needed to play for him to understand what I was trying to get done. And I understood what he was trying to get done. And that was to move the university to the Division I level.
Right.
Yeah, but, you know, you have to have some toughness to play for them, for sure.
That's an outstanding feat, bro.
Yeah.
To take a program from D2 to D1. Who knows how long they've been a D2 program before you got here.
Absolutely.
But all of that history, as soon as you get there, and you do what you came to do, you got a big, you got a big poster up. No, what is it? What you got?
The mural up there.
A big mural.
Yeah.
I seen that myself. Like I've been there.
Yeah. So, walk us through the very first NCAA scoring championship. Like, so, I mean, because you got two of them things. What was it like to get the first one after you've had this tumultuous relationship at your last school to bet on yourself, all guts and glory, to go here? You performed exactly what you say you was going to do. What's it like to hang that up to be like, man, like I'm a big dog? Like, all NCAA, they're like, they ain't saying this, but what was that like?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah, of course.
Honestly, man, I was at home mentally. Like, I felt like this is me.
Yeah. Right.
This is what I needed. This is what I wanted. I wasn't too high. I wasn't too low. It was hard work pays off. It still ain't over. I got to get to the league.
Yeah.
And anything that's deterring it is not going to be good.
Right.
Like I'm devouring whatever it is. And again, man, like I told you when we started this, I just want to make sure that you understand this ain't a politically correct interview.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you what was really happening.
Right.
What was really going on. And I might not answer this the way I'm answering it now. But I'm telling you, seriously, man, it was almost like my cousin would tell me, like, you ain't done nothing yet.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, you ain't done nothing yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to go as a junior and lead the nation. Let's see you do that. And I have to tell you what happened the junior year. My junior year was my hottest year. That was my hottest year. I averaged 32 a game.
Yeah.
Okay, but we was down to the wire the last game of the year with another cat that was averaging 32.4.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so I had to get no, it wasn't about what I had to get. I ended up scoring, I think, like 43 or 44.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he heard what I scored. So I had, got close to him or something. Or I might even went over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they ended up telling him that. And they, let him get it.
Wow.
I'm talking about let him get it. The other team. Yeah. I'll never forget, my coach was mad at that. Yeah,
right.
So it was really I should have had it 3.
So, what was your season high for, what was your season high that year?
51.
51, yeah. So, walk us through college. I'm 51, man. That is nuts, bro.
How is it? Yeah, bro.
That is nuts,
and let me ask you this, too, bro. When you're playing in front of a crowd, do you, of course you know that there's a crowd there, but do you tune all of that out? Or you just laser focused on the game, or are you actually feeding off the crowd? Like if you're away, the crowd that's booing you, you hear all of that and you want to make shots to shut them up. Or the crowd that's cheering for you, you want to get them excited. So, you feeding off of that energy, or do you block it all out?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, because this is a great answer. I'm serious.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, so you have to understand this because it's real. Have you ever heard someone say, man, I was hot?
Yeah.
Like, I'm hot. I feel hot. I was hot.
Yeah.
All right, have you ever been hot?
Yeah, where everything you go in is going in.
Yeah, you felt that, right?
Yeah.
And you can really feel I'm hot.
Yeah.
Right? You been like that?
Yeah.
No.
I'm just saying.
But
Yeah.
Like what you describing, I haven't never been in those situations where I was like that. But I have had business momentum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah.
So we
Everything.
rolling. I'm talking about my phone won't stop ringing and people coming in the door and we just pushing out good stuff. So yeah.
Okay.
So this is one of the things that happens. Even you have watched somebody and be like, man, he hot.
For sure.
He hot. Okay, you watched that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I recognize that is a real place. I'm hot. I feel that feeling that you have, the one that you describing.
Yeah.
I done felt it. You done seen it, blah, blah, blah. I recognize what that was. So I would go and train myself in practices by myself to that hot feeling.
Right.
I want to feel hot. Okay. I'm hot. So this is what I started doing. No lie, man.
Yeah.
I started being hot off of tip-off. Like when the ball was tipped up, I felt like you talking about. Like we ain't even took a shot in the game.
You already feel like everything I'm putting up is going in.
You know why? Because in warm-ups, I would hit 100. Like while we warming up, I had a person that was going to rebound the ball and kick it to me, and I was going to hit 100.
Yeah.
Before the buzzer went off, I was going to hit 100 shots.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what happened for me. Once I get that rhythm and I start hitting 100 like that, now I'm sweating.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, man, hurry up with the starting 5. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. That thing go up, man. Throw it to me. I'm hot.
Right.
I feel that already.
You already there.
Yeah, that's why a lot of my games, if you watched in college, I would have 11, 13, 15 points in the first 10 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, because
like
it was hot.
like the game that just started.
Yeah. So the ball
as soon as you got the ball, you wiggle. I mean, this was in high school, but you know that was just a basically path to take you to what you're talking about now.
Wow. I'm telling you, man, that's really the real one. So when you ask me that, it's a place that you get to. It is.
Wow.
But you can focus on getting there way before you actually get there. You know what I'm saying? Way before that.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. That's truly profound.
Y'all lucky I don't play no more. Because
I actually want you to play right now.
Wait. But I heard about you and Bonzi Wells. Y'all won 35 championships together.
Yeah.
So,
in the men's league.
Yeah.
I don't count that, man.
I mean, why not?
We 35, 40, 45 years old. But we won them.
Right. Somebody had to win them. Might as well be you.
No doubt.
35 championships.
We got so many T-shirts and trophies and stuff.
Right.
For real, man. It was.
All right.
And that's my guy, man. Shout out to B. Wells.
Bonzi Wells, man. Always one of my favorite Blazers of all time, man.
So, your senior year, you win it again.
Yes.
The scoring championship.
Yes.
But we got
scoring title.
We got to get to this story real quick.
Okay, come on now.
So
we need that.
My junior year was my hottest year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I come out, when I finish my junior year, this is what I say. I say, listen, man, I'm gonna go to the league. Yeah, I'm going to the league because I'm averaging 32. I'm winning, scoring champion, all of that. So this is what I say I'm gonna do. I'm gonna enter my name in the draft. Okay, keep in mind I don't really got the guidance from no one. Not like that. And again, this is no knock on my dad or my mom. It's just I'm a grown man now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's nobody really making decisions for me.
Right.
Like that. So I put my name in the draft. When I put my name in the draft, obviously, Coach Hunter, like, what?
Yeah, like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
We can talk about this.
So, he called me to the office. He said, did you put your name in the draft? I said, yeah, for sure, I did.
How'd you do it?
You type up a letter to David Stern, and you submit it. Yeah, you enter the draft.
Right.
At the time, we couldn't hire agents.
Okay.
Yeah, you couldn't hire an agent, so you really had to do it yourself.
Right.
Okay.
You know? So I declare.
Why couldn't you have an agent, bro?
Because if you hired an agent then, that's the same reason why, Weber and them in trouble. Like, you can't receive gifts or any type of assistance.
Okay.
USC
And you're
and all that stuff.
Well, when you do hire an agent, you're forfeiting your amateur eligibility.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you didn't want to do all that. You just wanted to kind of test the water.
They had a 30-day. Where you could test the waters.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So when I went in and he called me in, when I went in the draft and then he called me in, he's like, did you put your name in the draft? I said, yeah. He was like, I think that's bad. I don't feel like you should do that. All right. So let me tell you some of the things that were against me in that situation.
Okay.
I'm leading the nation in scoring, obviously. Doing my thing, man, making national recognition. But the reality was, they didn't really take small guards from small schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you did come from a small school, you was going to be Rodman at 6'9", Pippen at 6'10",
Yeah.
Devin George at 6'7", you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just the way it was. Our drafts was tough, man. We had the Iversons, we had the Marburys, the Kobes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on the draft list with Kobe right
Wow.
now. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm saying that to say they wasn't picking smaller guards from smaller schools.
Right.
Let alone players from smaller schools. They just wasn't doing it. Not in a massive way. You know what I mean? So that was a good point that he had, but I still felt like I could have done it. I did. I still felt like I could have done it. But, however, I talked to him. We kind of talked about it. Next thing I know, he had talked me into not being in the draft no more. You know what I mean? Talked me into coming back to school.
Yeah.
All right? So, it really was against me. I didn't really want to do it. I wanted to stay in the draft and try to make my way. I did. But, it was a few things that happened that did not allow that to happen. It made him feel like we need to go this route. and then I surrendered to it, basically. I come back my senior year. First game of my senior year, we playing. I got 23 at half, right? First play of the second half, first play. I get a breakaway. I'm going up. Bow. Tear my ACL.
Oh, my God.
I tore my ACL at a time where the headlines read, Knox's career is over. Because ACLs now is real. Like, you can go in and get your blah, blah, you know.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, that's how it is now. But then it was like.
Yeah, it was career
ending. Career ending. Right? Yeah, so it was, that was some hoopla for me. That was a big deal.
I want to pause you and start right there. So, at that point in time, are you feeling like I should have gotten a draft? Like, right when it happened?
Absolutely. 100%.
So,
and I'm feeling some resentment. I'm feeling a whole lot of different emotions, like, that I went along with this when it wasn't really what I wanted to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
mean,
definitely felt that way.
And up to this point, you know what I'm saying? Like we said earlier, it's all guts and glory. At every turn you making, it's turning to gold. Every pavement that you walking on, you turning to gold. The first time you listen to somebody tapping on your shoulder, this happens. Will you consider that your legendary mistake?
Yes. I would consider that a legendary mistake at the time, but how my life played out, I wouldn't necessarily look at it like that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I was able to come back after my ACL. I had to sit out that whole season, red shirt, rehab, listen to all the hoopla about the.
Yeah, he's done. He's not coming back. All his.
Yeah, so I got stronger, quicker, came back and led the nation in scoring again.
This is 98, right?
Yep. 98.
Okay.
Yeah, I came back, led the nation in scoring again.
Yeah.
And the reason why I put emphasis on that, because that was a goal of
yes.
mine. Right. Like, I just felt like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be something extraordinary to where I couldn't be denied.
Yeah.
So Larry Bird made a comment in the Indianapolis Star when we was coming out after that. Because crazy, but during that time, it was the only year that the NBA had ever had a lockout.
Yes.
Like after my senior year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was time to go to the league.
Yeah.
Only year that NBA had a lockout.
Right.
So I ended up going to the Pacers. Reason I went to the Pacers because it was so much. If y'all remember, you couldn't go in your organization, locker rooms, and you couldn't do none of that with the coaches. So we had no type of structure anywhere outside of Indianapolis for me.
Right.
Because the Indianapolis Star was putting me all on the front page talking about how I was the next Pacer and, I was going to be a good addition to the Pacers. And Mark and Reggie, who I still love to this day, they were putting together a practice for the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah.
All right, so they was practicing without the coaches and stuff, but they was like one of the only teams that was structured like that.
Yes.
Because the year before, they had just took Mike and them to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this was a mistake that I made. This, you can put this as a legendary mistake. I didn't do enough of my homework to go to another team, another situation.
Oh, okay.
Instead of the Pacers, because at the time, at my position, they had Jalen Rose, Mark Jackson, Hayward Workman, and Travis Best.
Wow, yeah.
All at my position.
So you got to put all your eggs in one basket, kind of.
Yeah, but not only that, that's not a smart decision because the roster is so filled that it don't matter if you go and do your thing.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But the do your thing part never really came because of the lockout. It was shortened season, shortened preseason. So I didn't get a chance to, really get out there to other teams.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, if I would have had a great agent in that situation, which I didn't, I had an agent that was kind of just starting out and had more football players. He wanted me to be the first basketball.
Right.
With that, if I would have had one of those guys, like that could really place me at a Miami Heat or
a place that fits your talent.
Yeah, but not fit my talents. More of have a place for you.
Yeah, well, go somewhere where your skill set is needed in a role that they don't got. I mean, those is a lot of really good high.
Yeah, he said Travis Best at the end.
Travis Best and Workman and Mark Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like it was like walking into a scene that was already done.
Yeah.
And you like the only person that don't know.
Right.
But see what was throwing you off, because we are from Dayton and we can see.
Right.
What was throwing me off was the front page every day.
Right.
The front page was because I was IUPUI, I was the star, and it was, oh my God, he's down there, and the media don't really know what the front office is really thinking.
So you reached out to the Pacers, or the Pacers reached out to you? How did you
reached out to me? Yeah.
And what did they say?
As a free agent.
As a free agent.
Yeah.
They said just come be a part of the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he a dog right there in the backyard. You might as well bring him in and see what he can do.
That's exactly what happened. Donnie Walsh.
Right, no doubt. So well, bro, walk me through that day. Like, what's that like to finally get a call from the league, bro?
Let's do it.
Man, to finally get a call from the league, man, it was beautiful. It was. And when I actually got down there, I just hate the chaotic part of the lockout. Yeah, because it was still up and down. So what would happen is we would go to practice every single day. And like Reggie and Mark was like the coaches every day.
Yeah.
Every day we was practicing.
How was you doing in practice?
Great, man. Like killing. Yeah, this is really how I.
This is sweet as fuck.
This is, bro.
Listen, this is how I still have those friends.
Yeah.
I can pick it up and holler at Reggie, pick it up at Mark, because they was really guys that was like, man, I'm for real. Like, dog.
I believe
like, young boy can shoot
100%,
that thing. You
bro.
know what I mean?
For real.
You led the nation in scoring.
That is
3 years, bro.
Yeah.
For sure. So,
Shit.
Yeah.
So when he finally called me and told me that he wanted to be a part, see, he wasn't in a position to be like, really, we overwhelmed right here. The focus wasn't even on that.
Right.
Like we stacked at the part. The focus was on the lockout. Like, you know how COVID have us now?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's just something ill or odd about it.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what's gonna happen. Is the game gonna be canceled tomorrow? Well,
Yeah.
that was the same type of deal. It was kind of like, I say this all the time. If that was a regular season, man, I probably would have had a 10, 15 year NBA career.
Wow.
Right.
For real. Because I would have went to the right spot at the right time.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I had a real decision to make. My decision to make was during the lockout and like the COVID stuff. That's how I would compare it. I had Los, my son.
Okay.
And I had decisions to make. So the first thing that happened to me was, if I'm fresh out of NBA, I get a call from Italy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Treviso, Italy. That was I had to go there because I couldn't take a chance on being cut at another situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I didn't really have an agent that could put me in the right situation. Okay. So it came down to big boy decisions again.
Yeah. So you could go to a sure working situation. Overseas where you're gonna be making money doing what you love.
That's the perfect way to put it.
Or
chase the dream.
Yeah, like kind of like chase the dream. Brandy Hoskins got a similar story, man.
Yeah. Daquan as well.
She kind of went, Daquan too, but Brandy's was like where she actually did get cut.
Yeah.
And she couldn't understand it. Injury.
Yep, injury. Also, yep.
You know, and you know, she said that it was just real devastating for her, bro. So you got your son. You gotta provide. So you say, okay, what you do? You got Italy here, and you got a chance to play for the Pacers here.
No, you got Italy there, and you have the opportunity to possibly go to other teams.
places. Yeah,
Because
like
go
they
to
go to
Pacers
Charlotte,
is packed.
the
Pacers is packed.
New York,
Okay.
circuit, and all type of
Right.
stuff where you got to do the tryouts.
And
all
you don't have anyone in your face telling you this is for sure. I needed an agent that was good enough to be able to put me in that situation.
Yeah.
Right.
Because then I could have made an educated decision on you provide me some great information.
Yeah, rather than, like, for instance, like, if he could have had, like, a big dog, like, you know, so like Mike Conley's dad.
Yeah, that would have been different.
Yeah.
It would have.
For sure.
That would have been a lot different. But instead, I had someone that was telling me, yep, you do have a son. And yep, Italy is right there. And
So the same agent that got you hooked up with the Pacers, but it was still too overloaded. He came up with the Italy situation too.
Well, the Pacers kind of sold themselves because he was in the backyard dog
that's what
already.
I
He
was
was
saying.
already right there.
Right.
I didn't sign with my agent until I signed with the Pacers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, it was like after my college career was over, everybody knew I was going to the Pacers. Everybody knew that.
Right.
But
It was
wasn't
just
the right move.
Right.
It wasn't the right move.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Damn.
Man. It was not the right move.
Yeah.
That's something. I'm just processing it all because I never heard all of this, bro.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So you take that trip to Italy.
Yes.
Okay. So like, what was that transition like? I mean, you dude from the hood. You out there now?
It was difficult for me because I had my son and my son wasn't with me.
Okay.
Yeah. So my first experience there, it wasn't the greatest, man. It wasn't. It was cool.
Give it to us.
But it wasn't. You remember Kiara Wine that played for Illinois?
I do remember that name.
Yeah, he was like the point and I was like the two, but I was used to having the ball in my hand, as a player.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Golden State yet.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Nah, it wasn't Golden State yet.
Yeah.
Like that.
Right.
So it was a situation where he had the ball a lot.
Right.
And he was there before me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like kind of hanging on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I really didn't dig that. I
Right.
really didn't. So
you
my
like,
agent,
give me the ball. You got to wait for somebody to give you the ball.
absolutely.
Based on his decision, based on if he feels you open or not. You like, nigga, I'm always open.
But you can't leave out this part though.
Yeah.
Right.
After you done led the nation for 3
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a whole different ball game.
Right.
Yeah.
Not only am I open,
I'm walking in with
Right.
hardware.
Yeah, I'm a hit. I'm a hit.
that's crazy.
That mo- 3, 2. See the ball if you want to win, nigga.
You want to win, bro. That's what I
Wrong
said.
with you, Kiara Garrett.
So, now it was one of those. I don't know, man. It's when we think back on those overseas experiences. It was just tough, man. It was tough because the times were different. You know what I'm saying? It was different.
Yeah.
It's not like you go in and you are, like you know how people like Jordan made $25 million at the most, but now you have a dude like whoever making
Stephon
100.
Marbury.
Nah,
Nah,
somebody corny.
Yeah,
100.
like when they was giving out all that money that one year.
Oh,
when
my-
that you hear about the story about the one dude that got like 80 million or 100 million
There's
or
a whole
something.
lot of cats like that.
Yeah.
But I'm only saying that to say that's the best description I can give you of how overseas was. Like it ain't. You can never just tell somebody exactly how it was. You know what I mean? But I will say that it was challenges every single day. It was from getting cut to going to another team to this to that, and you had decisions to make, especially with a son.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it was thick.
So, like, what's one of your great takeaways from being overseas? Like,
I had a great opportunity to. I don't know if you. I had a great opportunity to play with Nell. Yeah. We went and played in Germany, in Ulm, Germany for Ratio Farm.
Dang,
we played together.
Darnell tell us that? He might have, though.
Yeah, he said he was on here.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he came on.
Yeah.
Dang, so you and Nell, that's what I was going to ask you, bro. Like, all throughout your time in college, Are you keeping in touch with Remy and Nell and y'all?
Man, every day. Almost.
Right.
We emailing, we doing everything. Yes, man.
Yeah.
Reem kept me sane, man.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. He just telling you like.
Yeah, because I can bounce off the BS to him too.
Right.
Reem was one of them dudes that looked at it like, man, I ain't about to spend my time doing all that, like trying to get on and trying to do this. And he had an injury early. So,
yeah, he did.
But and those right there was black marks. You know, I actually had a black mark from the ACL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I started to tell you. In the newspaper, Bird quoted that. He said Carlos Knox was a great player before he injured his knee.
Wow, with the was.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah. But
and that type of stigma is gonna be.
Was he saying it? He was saying it
answering a question. Like, what do you think about Carlos Knox? Yeah, like
and he said he was a great player before he was a great player.
Knox was a great player before he injured his knee.
And then they take that and print it, and then every NBA team is gonna look and say, "Oh, well, Larry Bird said this about him, so it must be true."
Absolutely.
Well, is it that he just didn't follow your career after you injured your knee, though? Like, I'm just saying,
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Really. When we are talking about this entire story, you have to look at where the emphasis lies. The emphasis never lies on Carlos Knox. The emphasis was we took the Bulls to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
We are stacked with the same team. The media is talking about Carlos Knox.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm almost irritated to come over here and talk to the media like Carlos Knox. Okay, he was a good player.
We got an NBA lockout right now. Y'all want to talk about Carlos Knox?
Right.
Yeah.
But the media loves Carlos Knox.
Absolutely.
The media, you are essentially a media darling in Indianapolis.
Yes.
And they would want nothing more because this dual citizenship that we was talking about before. Now you are Indiana's own Carlos Knox.
That's hard.
And they would love, I mean, they damn near equating it to like a LeBron coming to play for Cleveland.
Of course.
Yep.
And they wanted to see that. Yeah, man.
Man, that's hard.
You see what I'm saying?
I see it all the way.
That's how it happened.
Yeah, and Bird, like, man.
Bro, we NBA lockout right now, bro.
Carlos Knox, yes. Yeah, Carlos Knox.
Yeah, so it wasn't first on his list.
Right.
And what's crazy is, man, I still got a great relationship with all these people I'm talking about from Bird.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I think that I was saying that to say Bird, I don't think he was taking a shot at you.
No.
Or even saying nothing negative. He was just probably just...
He got a whole plate full of problems already.
Right. And he was just saying Carlos Knox was real sweet before he injured his knee. I've been focused on this shit, so I don't know what he really been doing.
Exactly.
You know, this last year or so, but yeah, he's sweet as fuck. You know. But for Larry Bird to know who you are is major.
I want to smell my hat.
Some on there.
Yeah.
I want to smell my hat when he said that. Like, Larry Bird talking about you, bro.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, so.
Shit, Larry Bird was Mr. Indiana before you showed up.
Word.
All world, man.
Yeah, he is, man.
He's all world, man.
Indiana,
so like, how does the overseas stint end?
The overseas stint end actually with Nell. That was like the 7th year.
Okay.
Yeah, and we ended up playing a full season together, and we didn't win it. We didn't, and we ended up coming home. That was it. But I would play my summers in Caracas, Venezuela.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you like about there the most?
Caracas, Venezuela was crazy, man. It was like third worldish, man. Just a whole lot of stuff going on.
Like big old guns on the street and tanks and stuff.
This ain't for nobody. This isn't for either one of y'all to comment on, but man, it seems like Venezuela probably got some very beautiful women there, man.
He said it's not for us.
Smith. No.
I ain't trying to just drag y'all into my shit.
Smith. No, Smith. I've literally went down this rabbit hole, bro. Remember we had DJ Ron Hunter on here, and he looked over me and he said, "They know how to have the most beautiful women in the world," and we all laughed him out the gym, right? But no pun intended. But I've been doing these shout outs every single Sunday for this people that follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, P Dashes, right? All these women from Ohio, I'm like, it's some truth to what he's saying, bro. We have a distinct look about our women that I think is very, very like up there, man.
Think so?
Yeah, Smith.
I mean, I ain't disrespecting.
No. Because I laughed at him when he said it until it's like I'm reposting.
You agree with him now?
There's some science to what he's saying.
Venezuela.
There's some science to what he's saying. No. Because look, Smith. Because when you think of the villain, you know what I'm saying? Like they're women, you're thinking of their model, you think of their top. They're regular people.
Bad as fuck.
Smith. They got regular people in there, bro. Like it'd be a chick like her name Gustavo.
Ain't one Venezuelan woman regular.
Smith. No, Smith. And then I promise you, Smith, like you go to any restaurant in the city, and you probably see one of the most beautiful women you ever seen in your life.
That's true.
Hey, speaking of that, we was at McDonald's one day, for real, in Venezuela, and this dude came in to rob McDonald's with a gun out.
Tell us what happened. Come on.
Listen, he walked in to rob McDonald's, man. I'll never forget it.
Where was you at during this exchange?
In the line. I was in the line. So everybody in there seen who he was and seen his gun and all of that, and nobody panicked. Like I'm saying, nobody panicked. So they came around the counter and all attacked him and took his gun.
What?
Yeah, kicked him out the store, kept the gun and all of that, and walked back. And
it's the gotta go.
How safe is Riverview now compared to that? How safe is Riverview Park compared to McDonald's Venezuela?
But the funniest part is they went back around and he ordered his food.
Definitely ordered my food.
Right, yo.
Definitely ordered my food.
Damn.
No, that really happened, man.
Yeah.
I had the guy that was with me was Matt Fish.
Yeah.
Matt Fish, the 7-footer, he played with the Clippers that year. Yeah. And man, we just would trip. We would trip off that.
He would get a Matt Fish sandwich.
Right. Bro, all right, so look, man. So y'all go to Germany. Y'all say, I'm done. I'm tired of this.
Me.
You say, I'm tired of this. For sure. It's over. All right,
so Neil played one more year after that.
Neil still hanging on.
He was 8. Yeah, he played 8.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so after you just done with overseas,
do you tell your coach that you done, or you just?
Nah, after your contract is over, I didn't sign multiple years.
Yeah. But you just decide. Do you decide to start coaching then, as soon as you're done, or do you take a year off, or what?
Well, see, that's a different story because during the off seasons, I will come here and I will work with the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Tamika Catchings.
Yeah,
that was one of the people that I really, just brought inside my circle. Working out though, like I wasn't necessarily training her, but you can call it training because she was with me.
Right.
And we will work out. So that was good. So one thing led to another. Once I really started dealing with her, I started to be around the WNBA a lot more.
Right.
Then when I was finished when I was finished playing, I ended up starting as an assistant coach in the minor leagues, Indiana Alley Cats.
Yeah. Indiana.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Where's that the CBA, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So so then you go from there to IUPU. So like you come back as an alma mater, or you go somewhere else first?
No, this is what happened after the Pacers stint in the first year, Italy and all of that. I went to IUPUI as a coach.
Yes.
I coached there 1 year, and once I coached there, I realized that I still wanted to play, still wanted to pursue basketball.
Dayton
That's
Jets.
where everything. Yep.
Dayton Jets.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what was the Dayton Jets experience like?
Shout out to Mark McGuire. Yeah, so he he started that league. Started that team here. And it was no doubt he wanted to make sure that he called me first for the head coaching position.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys remember it, but it never really got off the ground the way it was supposed to.
Yeah.
But it was a great gesture, man. I love Mark to death, man. He's always been like a big bro to me, and you know, he was one of them guys that was really wanting me to be the head in that situation. Yeah.
So then you go back to the Indiana Alley Cats, and then you're there as a assistant coach.
Yep.
You eventually move into
the
head coach. So what was it like to finally be on the other side of that? You know what I'm saying? Like of you being the person that was, you know what I'm saying, like having the coach or whatever with your bad experience with a certain coach, or your good experience with your previous coach. How did that gel with you being a coach? Were you more of a people, you know what I'm saying, like more like a players kind of coach, or were you more kind of stern?
I was definitely a player coach, man. My thing, I mean, at that time, I wanted to make sure that I was putting guys in giving them opportunities to make money after we were, because it was a developmental league.
Right.
You know, local guy Carl Edwards was one of my favorite players of all time, man. In the minor league, you know, he was one of them guys that I was able to get him to the Atlanta Hawks summer league. You know, that was a big feat for him because it allowed him to not only get that under his belt, but he ended up, you know, getting overseas opportunities because of that. And, you know, he played with me for 2-3 years, and he was just a monster, man. He was a monster.
So up to this point, as a player or a coach, have you ever seen a player that just like can't get right? Like he literally got all the ball game in the world, but his focus is way off.
Yes, tons of players.
Is there anyone that stands out? Like he could have been anything. Like
Great. He can't say his name.
I mean, well, why not?
I mean, man, it's a
He's still on the couch watching this right now. Like,
I would never throw him under the bus.
He's still on the couch right now with a beer. He's sitting on the couch right now with a beer watching this. Like, you know, so you want to hear his
like, man. Fuck Lowe's. I'll call that nigga, man. Drunk as hell. Talking about he can't understand why Lowe's called his name. Man. Yes, you.
So then you transition to the Pittsburgh explosion.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is another CBA, right?
CBA.
So these are like good paying gigs or
decent.
Okay.
60,000, 70,000.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, but
damn,
it wasn't nothing about
what's that name?
7 years. I mean 7 months.
Hell yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we had one of the tightest organizations in Indiana, like the Indiana Alley Cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we had an owner that was
You won the
really
championship,
true.
did you, Los? With
there.
For sure. You win the whole thing.
Come on, man.
You are a dog.
Yeah. So in 2004 is this where they put
team
your
that went 30-4. 30-4, yeah.
And you the coach.
Of course.
All this shit the coach has been fucking with you about for all these years, you knew what you would change immediately. Like, hey, let me get control of this shit. I'm gonna show y'all how to coach the damn team to a championship, bro. You go and so same way you go out and you hit 20 against Tennessee Martin. Is this your first year coaching that you win the championship, or
no? Second.
Your second year.
Yeah.
How you do your first year?
Our first year, we had a guy by the name of Greg Graham. That was great. He was like a legend, Indiana legend. He played 7 years in the league.
Yeah.
He was the real.
Y'all did all right.
Yeah, we did all right. We I can't remember exactly what we did. I think it's printed though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But second year, you come back and you get it done.
Get it done.
How was the playoff structure in it? Like y'all playing series or what?
Yep. Best 4 out of 7. And then, best 3 out of 5, 3 out of 5, then best 4 out of 7.
Best 4 out of 7. Do y'all travel? How do y'all get from
bus?
Yeah. City to city.
City to city.
Is everything set up regionally or y'all
It was regionally until we went out to Yakima. That was a flight. Yeah, we went out there.
Where's Yakima?
Yakima is in. I need to look it up. I think it's Montana.
Yakima.
Yeah, they had a nice spot. You remember Moochie Norris?
Moochie Norris.
Yeah,
he was the man for them.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Moochie.
You need to Google that. Where is Yakima at? I forgot.
Hey, Siri.
He said Montana.
Where is Yakima?
Hey, hold on. Lo said Montana. Peanut, don't say it, Chad. Don't look at the answer. Where do you think it is, Peanut?
Idaho.
You say Idaho?
I don't know. Go ahead.
Yakima, Iowa.
Say
No,
Iowa.
Yakima, Kansas.
Ooh, that's a good shot. I say Montana with Lo.
Hey, Siri. What state is Yakima in?
The answer I found is Washington.
Washington, D.C. No.
Nah, they
Washington State.
in Washington, D.C. That's
been the county. It might have been the
I
county.
didn't realize that. I did not realize that.
Damn. We was in Washington, Los. You must have been kicking it with Skeeter Fly. Huh? Chart. Oh, yeah. What? That's iPhone?
Yep.
All right, Los, is you team iPhone or Android?
Word. So, like the George Hill, you know what I'm saying, like, connection. So, y'all both were inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Your jersey's literally right. It's your jersey, the logo, and then his jersey up there.
Mm-hmm.
But you said in a quote, that is a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears up in there because you actually played a part in both of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what was it like with George Hill when he came in, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, when you first seen him?
G. Hill, he was one of those guys that when he first came to our establishment, you know, he talked to me and he said, "Hey, man, I want to put my jersey next to your jersey." Yeah, and he was in high school. So I helped recruit him to IUPUI. And one of the things that he wanted to do, he just wanted to make sure that he came and had a solid career, but he was inspired by what I done at IUPUI.
Wow.
Yes.
So like one of the Jay-Z references that I always like to bring up is him saying that he always worked so hard because there gonna be some kid at home with the cereal box that's always knocking at his door. George Hill really was that kid for you?
Absolutely, yes. He actually came here on some occasions when I was running like the Pro-Am stuff here at Trotwood. Yeah, he came out here with us. But he was under my wing for a while, man. Like, we would actually be in the gym almost every day. And a lot of Dayton guys know. Like, a lot of my friends, a lot of my partners around here know that about him because I would bring him to the gyms around here.
So, on a level of your legendary work ethic, where was he in the fold of that? It's on George Hill.
Yeah.
I tell you what, George Hill was more of a natural athlete. Yes.
How so?
Well, he had long arms. He could really, really get off the floor. And my game has never been jumping.
Right.
Like, I was never great at that. But from an athletic standpoint, he was prototypical when it came to, you know, just fitting that NBA style.
Yes.
Long, lengthy. You know, he didn't really average a lot in school, you know, but he was efficient in so many different areas.
Is that kind of what you harken back to when you speak to, you know, like the smaller schools here where you say, okay, I could drop 50 on there, but you have a player that will fit a system such like a George Hill, like he'll score 14 points, but he did it in a way that attracts the big eyeball.
Absolutely. And it's era related too. So by the time George got in a position to actually go to the draft, they were picking people from smaller schools at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was huge. That's a huge, you know.
I mean, part of that is probably some of your butterfly effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
From just kicking down doors. You know what I'm saying? You helping chop down those trees. So by the time the player that you're coaching, you know, you're able to kind of like usher him through the door that you was unlocking the whole time.
Of course.
For sure.
We've talked about that several times.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, and he's an extension of you.
Yes.
IQ, mentality, and then all of that
Work
good
ethic,
game
man.
that you've been giving him, work ethic, the ability to focus, all of that stuff, man. So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Like, shit, I'm happy just to see the players that I coached when they was little kids playing high school varsity basketball. So I know that you really can be proud of a player that you coached in college.
Absolutely.
man, doing so well and having a long NBA career.
And see, that's how I feel about Tamika too.
Yeah.
Yes.
As
TC.
well as, I mean, my newest addition is Skylar. Diggins.
Yeah.
And a lot of those, you know, situations, like these are Olympians that we're talking about.
Right.
Not just championships, not just all first teams, like Olympians.
Yeah.
Right.
Catch is a 4-time Olympian, 5-time Defensive Player of the Year,
Right.
12-year All-Star. Sky on her way to the same thing.
Yeah. So I got a little AAU program. I don't mean to say little, but
No.
she's got an AAU. We played against her team a couple of times.
Absolutely.
So, like after, you know what I'm saying, like George Hill is inducted into the you know, so like the Hall of Fame. You go to Al Hilal. What the heck is Al Hilal?
Al Hilal is I went there to coach.
Okay.
That's in Saudi Arabia.
I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Man, you the world traveler.
Man, you was
Boy,
hooking up around this time, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
You a world traveler at this point in
I'm
time.
telling you, man, that was one of the best experiences I've ever had, to be honest.
What? Tell us why.
It was just the experience of it all, like learning something new, seeing a different culture, learning to understand and respect a different culture.
Okay.
The way they done things there was completely different than what they do here, just from a basic living standpoint.
Give us an example of one that
About taxes. Remember you
one that
said
stuck
about
out like the most.
Taxes, okay, so, you know, when you are in America, there's a certain amount that you are taxed, obviously.
Yes.
There's no such thing as taxes. Like, yeah, they don't look at you. Like, I just remember talking to one of them, one of my guys, and he said, you mean to tell me if you're in America and something costs $5, by the time you get to the counter, it's $5.50?
It blew his mind.
It blew his mind. He said,
It sounds like the most dishonest thing.
he said this to me. He said, first of all, who make that law? And then the second thing is, why don't all of y'all get together and kill him? It was a joke. He was joking.
Yeah.
Like, why do y'all go for that? Really?
Right.
Really?
That is
Real
so
shit.
like. That is weird.
Hey,
yeah.
you
And
know-
inflation's only going up.
It's some of it is wrong, man. I mean, you
Some
get
of it.
taxed every which way that you go, bro. You get taxed on your income.
Yes.
Everything that comes in and everything that goes out, you taxed on it.
Yes.
It's too much.
Yes.
It's too much.
Hold on, one homie was this when he said something like the rent is too damn high, whatever. It's about it's like some viral dude, whatever.
I mean, like, man, like as a business owner, like I not only have to pay taxes on my income, but also I need to collect taxes from the
your-
customers
yeah.
that are coming in here and then save them for a few months and then send it to the government in a lump sum. That's a lot, man.
That is a lot. That is a lot, man.
Shit, man.
So now, what's one thing that you found weird about over there?
One thing that I found weird, they had a law where women could not drive. Yeah.
And what's
I
weird?
think recently.
I'm about to
it's
jump. We're gonna
lifted.
get canceled.
And what's weird?
Maybe get your card ready.
Yeah.
We getting canceled. I just playing.
Look, I'm just playing, Carl. You gotta pull it out. Show us, man.
I just playing, you guys.
I need
man.
one of them too.
Right.
Man gonna
just
sell it
playing,
to you
man. Don't cancel
$1.09
us, bro.
because you gotta pay taxes on it.
Right. It'll be $1.07.
$1.07.
It's only $1 though.
All right, so like you come back from there and
Yeah.
then Indiana Fever, assistant coach.
Yes.
So did you get offered the job? Was you inquiring about the job? How'd you get it?
Well, one of the things is, like I told you, I was with Catch for so long up until that point that I would work with her and I would work with the team. And once I got down there, they always loved my work.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a matter of, you know, us just talking it over and trying to make sure that this was something that I really wanted to do. Because switching over from men to women in basketball, I'm saying, you know, that's not something that happens every day.
Right.
But the reality was, you know, it was something good for us because I started to enjoy it a lot. I really did. And I love the passion, the desire, and the focus that Tamika Catchings, really possesses.
Bro, when you was in Al Hilal, is that it?
Al Hilal, yep.
You win the championship there?
Yes.
What?
Okay. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I got the.
Come on, man.
Man,
Come on, bro. We not gonna
all
miss
these
out
legends
on my
come
bro.
over here. Man, they let it come over here and just want to fast forward through everything. Right. Talking about none of
We've been on this interview now for 3 hours and 44 minutes. He's tired
Is it that long?
Shit. But this is how. But this,
feels
bro,
good,
your
man.
story is so major.
Yes.
It should be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's your life story, bro.
Yeah,
I'm with it. But I didn't want to skip over that, bro.
Heck nah, man.
I know what you do, bro.
Absolutely.
Like,
I
you is
appreciate
a for real champion, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
Like, he goes and he wins.
Definitely. That's a fact right there.
Yeah.
And it's not easy, bro. It's not given.
Yeah.
I mean, it gotta be hard to. I mean, like, was there a language barrier between you and the players when you?
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of them were smart and they spoke English,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a few.
How do you get a player that don't speak really like English that good to run through a wall for you?
You have to get the players around them to make sure that they're on top of everything that you're saying to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
So I would
missing
have-
translation.
Yeah. I would have players that were so intense and so ready to, win that they would get beside them and talk.
Is that the league that, what's his name?
Who?
Abdul. They play for LSU, Chris Jackson, but he got his.
Oh, Mahmoud?
Mahmoud.
No, that's not it.
That's not okay.
No.
Okay.
No. He played in the Middle East, but it wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Man,
Didn't you say that? I thought you said that it was somebody who played over there.
I'm gonna tell you, Ishmael Muhammad that played at Georgia Tech.
Okay.
He could jump over cars and all that.
Yeah.
He came to our team and killed.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes,
sir.
Are you
So you coached him, bro?
Yeah.
Yes,
He
sir.
played on ours.
Wait, are you exaggerating when you say you can jump over cars or literally
Nah,
can jump over cars?
He done that in a contest before. A
Yeah.
dunk
Like
contest.
Blake Griffin dunked over the kid.
Man, wait. Blake Griffin jumped over the hood of the car. He ain't jumped over the car.
To be honest, that's what he did too.
Oh, okay.
He jumped over the hood.
Shit, that is jumping over the car. It's the
That's
hood
the
is a
car,
part of the
and I
car.
got-
Shit, how high you want the nigga to jump?
Man, I'm 5'9" and I can
Man,
jump. Wait.
that ain't good,
I'm only
man.
5'9", man, and I can jump over a hood of a car. I mean, no, not the dunk, but I could jump over a hood of a car, like length wise, like the length of a car, I could jump over it.
Peanut.
Man, I swear to God, I feel a little man. Yeah.
You said now.
Now, bring the cameras outside, Jealous.
Bro, we will do this another day. I gotta see this shit.
Man gonna lose his mind to see me jump over.
Man, bro, I'm not gonna let you try, bro, because
Man.
that's too damn.
I'm not putting a dent in my car.
Shit.
All right, so word. So he jumped over a hood of a car. Salute, man.
All right, so come on, we back.
Yeah.
We back with the fever.
Yeah.
Just from your relationship with Catch,
Yeah.
they bring you through. They try to see if y'all seeing eye to eye on stuff. The vibe was cool.
Definite. The vibe was really cool, man. I had a situation where I knew everybody already. I was in the Pacers organization, so everybody knew me.
Yeah.
But more importantly, man, they respected my work. They
Right.
respected what the time, the effort that I put into coaching and loving it, and so it's a few things out there that you can kind of listen to and read about that as well.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
For sure.
Right. So, like you guys end up winning that year. Then y'all, with it, as an assistant, then you win. It was
No, we won a championship in 2012.
Okay, 12, and then you also won 2015. Okay, but before that, well, trying to make sure we got there.
Let's go. Want to take a quick break, real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, bet. Let's do that.
That's cool.
Every time I come in the press room, you're in the press room. Working on our Stars Hottronic heat press, using all the vinyl, making all the picture tees. I like vinyl.
I'm about to just load these boxes up on Melcher. Man, you gotta be a crazy little brother to get fired on your day off. What you get caught stealing boxes for?
Man, I didn't get caught stealing no boxes.
said he called me though. We get our rent paid. Why don't you go in there and ask the girls real fast to see if they help us pay our rent?
Don't sound like a bad plan at all.
What's up, Pops? What's up, Smokey? I'm trying to set up a meeting with the girls, man.
Okay.
Y'all wanna help me and Craig pay our rent?
Craig still owe me money from the last time he got me. He gotta learn a lesson. He shouldn't be stealing.
Don't ask him to tell that girl from last night to give him some money.
What they said? They said it's slow for real. I'm about to just ask boss when we get our job that night. Of course you can. Yeah!
What's up? I wanted to announce today that we do have a brand new film studio and video studio inside T-Shirt Kings photography. So if you want to have a photo shoot or anything like that, we're having a special 30-minute shoot. As many pictures as you take, we just email them all to you. You don't have to worry about prints. You get your pictures back before you leave. And so everything that you've always imagined that a photo shoot or that video production should be, we're bringing it to you.
All right, y'all. We about to wrap our interview up in 1 second, but I did want to talk to you guys about who we got coming on tomorrow. Tomorrow we got Tina, who she lost her child's father. He got killed in the nightclub, and so she's going to come on and kind of talk about some of the things that she going through with that. That's gonna be real cool. That's tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then we got Bumby Haru, who is a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
Little young mama, you know what I'm saying? She out here be trying a whole bunch of stuff.
For sure.
And holding it down, doing her thing. All right.
You know what's funny, man?
Yo.
We still on break, right?
Yeah, I was just telling everybody who we got coming on tomorrow. But we back. Did you want to cut the cameras off so we can talk some real shit? Or?
No, I was just gonna say, are we on?
Yeah. We'll talk. Los, we'll talk about this.
Don't worry. We'll get to
all
the
right.
shit.
All right, come on, Peanut. Let's go. We rapid fire right now,
boom.
man.
So there's a couple of things that we done skipped over. So we talked a little about Dayton Jets, the San Diego State assistant job, University of North Texas, Cincinnati assistant coach job. There's a couple of good things from, you know what I'm saying, what y'all got going on.
Yeah.
But the London Lightning, what was that experience like?
London Lightning was great, man. I ended up having a situation that had it happened at the end of the season. That it was just a crazy situation that you know, things happen in different ways where I had to lead a team and you know blah blah blah. But let's talk about the actual meat and potatoes of the team.
There we go.
The team, man, was outstanding. So I had a team that I took in my Indiana Pro-Am to Philly at the University of Temple, and we won $100,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we won the N1 tournament.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, with Lance Stevenson, my assistant coach, and all of that.
Yeah.
So anyway, what ended up happening was that same team I ended up signing over in London. Yeah. It was a lot of my players. I would say out of 10 of those guys, yeah, it was like 8 because we ended up getting like $10,000 a piece.
Yeah.
But about 8 of those, out of the 8 of those guys, it was like 6 that played with me in London.
Yeah.
Wow, man. So it was real, man.
Yeah.
It was my guys.
You had your bros come over there with you.
Gotta have that trust.
You know how we do it.
That's major.
For sure.
Gotta have the trust of the people, man. That's super dope.
Yep, and we had a good showing, man. We had some big wins.
Okay, so let's talk about something that was very, very prominent, which is probably our biggest topic to talk about at the end of this is the NBA lockout of 2011, right? So at this point, you already have you already found the Knox Indy Pro-Am. But during this lockout, which I find the beautiful symmetry in you going through a lockout, and now this is the premise of the story, is you have the NBA players wanting to get in, right?
Absolutely.
But you had one player that signed up and didn't play.
Right.
Kevin Durant, hello, how you doing out there? I know you active on social media.
Right.
Right.
We're gonna get blasted by KD. Damn.
No.
So, like, what was that KD experience like, and what ultimately happened to where you?
Well, no, this is the thing, man. That first of all, the actual game was just, it was normally advertised like we always do with our indie pro-am stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The thing was, we had so many prominent players from Zach Randolph to
John Wall,
to
George Hill,
Eric
Gordon,
Gordon Hayward. We had
Paul George,
Lance Stevenson.
Yep.
So
Jeff Teague.
Yeah.
Mike Conley Jr. See that, man? See that?
Yeah.
See that? It's called research.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
look at Los make this shot though. What
are you eating?
Eating a salad.
Buckets.
You gotta listen to it, man.
I don't ever forget him
Let's listen to
saying,
this.
"Misses is for girls, man."
That was sweet.
This is a girls' game.
That's the game.
Man, I don't know why you keep having that game.
Dumb boy.
I'm tired of this multiple screen shit. Out of here, they like, damn, I'm getting into it with my own computer system.
To turn the volume on the right hand corner.
Okay. God damn.
There you go.
You don't want you try to. Yeah.
Why y'all?
Here we go. Oh.
You say, "Let's go, coach." You say, "Let's go, coach." See what I'm saying? You come in, you eat a salad, and you knock it down. Jump shot. Thanks, Jesse.
You hear the Nets? There's no real, man.
You say, "Let's go, coach." See what I'm saying? You come in, you eat a salad, and you knock it down.
Listen to the Nets, though.
Thanks, Jesse. You say, "Let's go, coach."
You
say,
say,
"Let's go, coach."
Man. This is in practice. It ain't no volume to that.
There's something's going on with this.
They go to 3-2-1.
That's a 3-2-1.
Hit with the hezzy though first.
Yeah. Go to the next one.
Hold on, let's hear it.
That should be fun.
Ripping the chords, man.
That should be fun. That should be fun.
Oh.
Nah. Come on, man.
I'm at straight in her, you bro. Yeah. I'm at straight in her, you bro. Yeah.
Oh, man. The guy right there gonna do the job ever trying to rebound for you. It's going in, man. Get out the
Straight on.
No. That was off
the back.
Very seldom do I miss this. You want it off the glass or straight in?
Straight on.
No. That was off the glass.
He said no, that's what I said. No, that was off the glass.
Very seldom do I miss this. You want it off the glass or straight in?
Straight on.
Very seldom do I miss this.
That was off the glass.
Look, he complained about the shot halfway in there and still went in.
Shot from the corner. Just like this.
With a back.
Oh, so pretty. Hi, Mom. The corner guy just come in with his backpack on.
Yeah.
And just knock down the shot from the corner.
We just walked in the gym.
With a back.
Oh, so pretty. Hi.
Mom.
This was from bleachers.
Now you starting that. You just doing anything.
Hey man, it was fun time, bro.
One more time. So how many times have you tried that, bro?
It depends on the day.
Yeah.
Some days I done hit it like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, some days it might take.
They turned up. Yeah, man. So the NBA lockout, right? So like the dynamic was there were NBA
This stuff I
players
sent you,
and
Los.
then like they split the teams up.
I sent you this when I first got my team.
What they switch?
You did?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, this was my logo. I thought this was so major. I'm like, Los,
It
check
is.
me out. I'll send this stuff to my bro so he can see my work I'm putting in.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. Look, send him my layout. This was
I
me.
remember that. I definitely remember that.
With all my stuff. And I actually made these uniforms. We was sweet as fuck. As a matter of fact, this is my layout, and you can see the uniforms on the kids back there.
Oh, yeah.
That gold back there.
That's so nice. That's like Denver Nuggets.
Yeah. I think we was trying to be kind of like Lakers down there, maybe like a little like a throwback.
On their Minneapolis Lakers
Coming out of them gold uniforms, busting fucked up. All right.
So before we got here, let's talk about Mario Chalmers not coming to Dayton.
Damn. Man, he wants all the smoke podcasts. All he wants to do is damn.
Rio, my man. Rio always come through. He always play all the time. He just had a situation where he couldn't make it to DYT.
He wants us to wedge for the wedge in all your relationships.
So it's one thing that we didn't bring up, which was you coaching for a Red Bull championship. We
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
put in there as well,
Oh
you know
my
what I'm saying?
God. That was one of them Indianapolis moments where a lot of those guys that play in my pro-am, yeah, we ended up getting together. We went out to Red Bull in New York, and we played at the Barclays Center. And we played. It was crazy because we played after the Brooklyn Nets and somebody. I can't remember who they played.
Yeah.
But we played after that game, and that was late.
This was for the 100K.
No, that was in Temple.
Oh, okay.
This was just a Red Bull championship. We didn't get money for it, but it was bragging rights for sure.
Yeah,
man.
And y'all got that?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Quit playing with him, man.
I mean, and the viewers need to hear that, man.
So here on the Legendary People podcast, we had a thing called the butterfly effect. It was something you said during the course of the interview or something I found during the course of my research that I found was truly profound and amazing. Man, just coming from Meadowdale, man, you was already a big dog to me, man. Like, this has probably been the most fun I've had researching for a guest because it got like nostalgia around. I got a chance to see like where you actually went because as far as I knew was, you know what I'm saying, NBA, and I remember Meadowdale. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about the college and stuff like that. And like to see you go through that maturation process of betting on yourself. A lot of people are so scared that they don't do anything. And to see a person from our neck of the woods that had that mantra of, I know where I'm supposed to go, and staying steadfast. And then, like, what I took away from this interview the most was focus, man. I mean, I think I lack some focus sometimes because I'm just too busy trying to do a lot of things at once. But I think if I focus on things, I can really get things done. Man, like your basketball career, you know what I'm saying? Just super dope to see you, you know what I'm saying, not just give up on it, still keep taking the turns in the road that come with it, and then still flourish and be great at those things. Lets me know, man, like you were destined to be a king no matter where you was going to be at. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
No matter if you would have played baseball, you'd have been a king of that. Man, like the main thing I just wanted to like say, man, is bro, like you a legend, man, certified legend, man. And then the butterfly effect of what you went through with the coaching and stuff like that, you can now be a better coach to this generation of the next players. And then, I mean, as man say all the time, where's your fruit? I mean, you got George Hill and a number of other people that can vouch for your greatness, man. So I don't want to say salute, man. Thank you for coming on our platform because you validate our platform whenever we got, you know what I'm saying? We can't call Legendary People podcast and we just interviewing bums, man. So
right.
Thank you, man, bro.
Hey,
Right.
more than welcome, man.
Right.
And that, that's one of the things that I want to say before, obviously before I leave, man, that, I've been following this dude forever. I just met you, obviously great people. But, man, I just appreciate this dude's grind and hustle. And I've been telling him that for years, man, because, bright mind, bright ideas. I just can't say enough about, you know, how y'all making it happen here. And that's good, man. Just coming in and seeing everything, you know, set up. I mean, I'm not surprised. I definitely ain't surprised.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just want to salute y'all, man, because y'all doing some special stuff, man. And this is one of those things that, you know, it'll live on in the city.
Yeah.
You know, and it'll make people become aware of, you know, some of the hardships in people's lives that you be around every day and don't even know it.
Yes.
And some of the triumphs in people's lives that you don't even know.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, so I salute you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, bro. That's
yes,
love.
sir. And just, man, my observation is, man, just way more major than basketball is just your heart and your personality, bro.
Yes.
Like, you got one of the best personalities out of everybody that I have met in my life, bro. Honestly, your personality is at the highest.
I appreciate that, brother.
You got, you just real funny.
Yeah.
I'm saying that in a different way because I don't know if people expect Los Knox to be as cool and just like, bro,
humble.
You gotta know how Los Knox calls my phone, bro. Like it's like we talk about real stuff, but it's always in the right way, man. All right, and man, I ain't gonna go too far back, but man, one time we was in high school, and somebody wouldn't take somebody home. Me and you was riding together. You know, I think you had the Pontiac 6000.
6,000.
And you was like, man, I can't remember what it was, but somebody didn't want to take somebody else home. And you was like, man, what's wrong with them? You couldn't understand why somebody else didn't want to help somebody.
Right.
And I just was listening to you like, damn, Los is cool as fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just, I mean, man, you great at basketball. Everybody knows that, man. But I just want to speak for just your character as just a brother, a friend, and just a person. Like, bro, you great on a lot of levels, bro. And shit, I love you, bro. You know,
word, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, that's my bro.
I do left out one thing he's actually good at also, man. You a barber, man.
Oh, you cut hair, Los.
Was the old days.
Right.
So wait. He actually gave out a legendary haircut before, right, to your man?
Yep, man. Coach D.
Yeah.
I told him that you was coming on the show. He was like, Los Knox. He was actually gonna come up here tonight. I don't know why he didn't come.
Yeah.
But he wanted to come up here just to see you. He said you put the basketball in his hands and he can play. Yeah. And he cuts my hair. And he said that you cut his hair.
Wow.
And so back when y'all was younger and stuff, man. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
so Smith, it's time for you to line me up from now on. You know what I mean? I get the legacy.
That's how it goes. And now Peanut, I will become your barber, bro. I got you, no doubt.
Man, yes, so any positive words, man, like to leave us off, man, right here, man. This camera's yours, man. So you.
Well, like I said, man, you can never talk too much about the positive that, you know, brothers do in the community. You know, that's one of the things I always wanted to do. You know, I'm doing a lot of public speaking now. Obviously, on the coaching platform, it's gonna always be one of those things that I'm passionate about. Is helping, guiding, making sure that people are doing the right thing. And again, I want to commend you guys for putting something together where people can see a tangible product and understand that it's, you know, it's something else out here besides these streets of Dayton, Ohio.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, you can get here and you can make something of yourself. And, you know, I'm living proof. There's a lot of people that are living proof. But, you know, the thing that I give you the most is that focus piece. That focus piece is big for me.
Yes.
And I focus on what needs to be done. And I would love to see, you know, just the community do the same.
Legendary focus, man. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yes, sir. Take me out, bro.
So yeah, this is Peanut, aka Dash Resource. You can get my book free on Amazon. Sell Stock's Not Dope. I teach you an easy way of getting started. Right now on my page, on my Peanut Johnson page, or on the Dash Resource page, I have it pinned. If you want to learn how to sell stocks, it is literally a free book and 5 steps that'll get you there right there for free. So you ain't got to go to no secondary place. You ain't got to pay nobody $400 to spend what I spent for my classes. I'm giving it back for free, man. So T-shirt King247.com. Cop some merch, cop a shirt, man. Capitalist clothing, man. It's lit, man. Legendary People Podcast, Legendary People, Legendary Stories, man.
Hey, Sheikhs for breakfast, Agnes All Natural Grill for lunch. If you ever injured, call attorney Michael Wright. When you want to get it lit a little bit, get you some Kiara Wine and go to theshoparea.com for anything you want. Delivery is always free from the store to your door in 4 business days. T-shirt Kings, Gold for Your Mouth, Camera King Studios, and Dash Resources, man. For Peanut, for Los Knox, man, we love everybody, and we will see y'all next time tomorrow.